see. Let me just change this, and we should be good to go.
Mm. Oh yeah. As for, I'm actually watching my own levels compared to the music levels on desktop audio just by talking right now,
Yeah.
and it looks pretty good to me actually.
Yeah, you
As
are
long as
much
you
you are
can
much
verify
louder.
that my voice is louder.
You are
Okay,
much
cool. That's
louder
good.
than the.
That's good. Excellent. All is as it should be.
All right, hold on. Let me just edit this. All right, we'll begin in like 5 minutes. Give everybody some time.
Yeah, I'm making my social post right now.
A All right, all right, all right. Welcome to the official, unofficial BeyondFrameData Podcast, Episode 1, where we talk so much crap about everything going on FGC, everything going on, including some hot takes, some opinions. But otherwise, yeah, if you guys come through, welcome to any portion of this. I'm joined, of course, by FGC Monkey Business.
Hey there, it is Blow Up Tuesday here in the United States of America, and it shall be at least for the next 4 hours or so, unless you're over in Europe or Japan, somehow listening to this within the first 5 minutes. If that's the case, I'm impressed. If it is the case, congrats on making it to Washed Up Wednesday or whatever comes after Blow Up Tuesday. But it is a great day for fighting game discussion on a Tuesday, no doubt.
We're not trying to advertise the quote-unquote white claws in the back. Peep the 2 cans already destroyed, devastated in the back there.
Actually, I'm about a quarter of my way through the first one.
No way.
But you know, we are capturing the spirit of the basement local from which all fighting game scenes are born, or at least where they go eventually after one of their venues departs or one of their players
Yes.
decides to take things to the next level, you know?
Um,
Have you had any basements in particular be very valuable fighting game spots for you?
all
Who
of
has had the graciousness to host you in a basement?
Oh my God. Okay, actually, this is a really good topic. I'm so mad that we didn't even put it up there. But yeah, if shout outs to Ron Rigo, actually for from Rhode Island. That man is like the guy holding it. He's the basement right now. He's the basement holding it down in Rhode Island.
The basement.
It's like under a fucking Chinese food restaurant, and it was the best. Like if you got salty, you just went upstairs, ordered yourself some like crab rangoon, called it a day. It was
That's
pretty cool.
amazing.
Yeah,
See,
dude.
like, yeah, I've had some dungeon sessions in fighting games before.
Yeah.
In particular, like low light basements where there just happens to be more than enough space and somehow
It's
electricity for
cold as
setups.
shit.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, my friend No
It's
One
cold
Man
as fuck.
knows this well. I mean, if you get enough bodies in there and enough setups, enough PS4s blaring, overheating like they do within 5 minutes, eventually it warms up real fast.
Hey, oh,
He,
shout outs to Balance Patch. Thank you, Balance Patch, for giving us a follow. Thank you for the amazing chairs you be recommending. Guys, if you don't know, Balance Patch is running a crazy giveaway right now on chairs. Thank you for the follow, BP, Austin.
I know
Um,
you're rocking that racer in the back, Haney, and I have to say that in a way, Balance Patch is also responsible for the chair that I'm sitting in right now,
oh,
as it was gifted to me by Nooches,
oh,
who left
shout outs
Boston
to the
and left this chair
softest,
behind with me.
the
Yeah, soft
softest
boy
of boys,
Nooches.
the softest of boys.
You want to know
Probably.
why Nooches is so soft? It's because he sits in this hard ass chair that keeps him in
Womp
perfect
womp
posture all the.
womp.
This thing is so
Womp
brutal.
womp
I have
womp.
developed
Clip
so much
that.
musculature. Yeah. Specifically like gluteus maximus musculature just sitting in this thing. It is rough. Thankfully my cat likes it a lot though. I'll bring her on later. She's just here on my
She's
right.
the reason you guys are gonna actually care about the episode. But today we got so many things to talk about. So many things happened this week that definitely deserves to be discussed. There was the whole so there's GG. GG plus R has rollback, of course. That
Mhm.
didn't even happen. This is last week's news. But older games
Yeah.
are getting rollback netcode. Older games getting rollback netcode, so that's
Yep.
a big deal. We're talking about that.
Yep. I think the biggest deal from this week for AC plus R rollback was that my cat is taking down my mic right now. Sorry. I need to escort her back to safety. Oh, this is such
All
a
right.
flop.
Meanwhile, he's taking care of that. We got Tekken Season 4 Pass breaking street date. So people getting Tekken early, Season 4 early. That's a big problem. It's a big blow up right now that's been going on. What else we got? We got Street Fighter League. So both the American Street Fighter League, which is hosted by Rob TV right now, which by the way, Rob is fucking killing it. Probably the
Yeah.
hostess with the mostest right now. Rob TV killing the
I
game.
think he's so perfect for Street Fighter League's hosting position because he has had bad interviews from less professional esports
Yeah.
organizations who throw interviews at players who have just lost when they're in their worst emotional state. They ask questions that either have nothing to do with the game or don't really understand the player's mentality or
Yeah.
don't even ask interesting questions. Rob's been there and done that, and so he knows what to be doing on the other side to make interesting discussion happen.
I think
So I
Rob
appreciate the hell out of that from him.
I think Rob TV in general is just such a presence in the FGC. Like he can't be stopped right now. Like Rob TV's on a roll where even if he's not a player, he's gonna be a presence in terms of like entertaining, in terms of like running events. He could do it all kind of, and that's great
Yeah.
to see. Like we need that. We really need to show that we can be entertaining. On the flip side, the Japanese FGC or the Japanese Street Fighter League, holy crap, their production value is crazy.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see. I want to incorporate what they do, or actually just the Street Fighter in general, like Street Fighter League in general, does, and it just starts doing 3v3 teams, because I think
Hmm.
that's like the spice of Street Fighter right now. If you do it more team based than just 1v1s, I think. But that's just we'll get into that.
Yeah. There is an amazing game mode in Street Fighter 5 that nobody knows how to access because it is kind of poorly placed in the versus menu. When you
Yeah.
press versus in Street Fighter, it defaults to 1v1, but if you just scroll to the right on 1v1, you can switch it to 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, or 5v5. And
Yes,
once you
nobody
do
knows
that,
that.
yeah, the team mode is sick because it skips the loading screens and plays at like KOF speed instead of making people go back to character select or anything. And I
Right.
haven't seen a single tournament. I haven't even seen Street Fighter League use that feature. It's
A
so good.
It's so good. Team battles
Definitely,
needs to
yeah.
return. So we're gonna be talking about team battles in a bit.
Mhm.
Um, hey, shout out to Slakuya for joining the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topic number 4.
Welcome.
We're gonna be talking about old school fighting game players versus new school fighting game players. This has been talked up, but you know what? I want to talk about it just one more time. We're gonna talk about it just one more time because I'm torn. Uh, and you know what's weird? So is Matt. Cause like you'd think there'd be a different like I am the old school and he is the new school, but we have
Mhm.
similar. I don't know. We have similar and opposing views. So I think that's gonna be a long topic for tonight, and
Yeah,
it's gonna hurt feelings. I feel for a lot of people here. Engage number
I hope
5.
not.
I hope not. Number 5.
Yeah,
Engaging in fighting games without actually playing them. That's a good topic. So like, what are you
and it's a very
doing?
common activity.
Yeah, when you're actually like either watching the stream or just tuning in to watching without actually just like playing the game itself. That happens a lot. And then
Mhm.
lastly, we'll probably close with another pretty heavy opinion one, which is the best player with each character in Street Fighter 5. Who is the best player? We're gonna go through all the characters in Street Fighter 5, which actually has a really deep roster right now, and we're gonna see who is the best player with each character, the definitive numero uno player with each character. Doesn't matter if the character sucks, doesn't matter if the character's good. That's the plan. Um, so yeah, let's open it up with Guilty Gear plus R getting rollback. Oh shit. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
so just this week was not the rollback beta starting, but the rollback beta's 400 plus player beginner level tournament, which went off
Oh
with
really?
plenty of hitches. The problem was not the online netcode. The rollback is functioning amazingly, even given what I presume to be is pretty heavy server stress, because I don't know if the development team anticipated so many people picking it up. Even then, it's still held up fine. The problem was that we in the FGC haven't had an online tournament with more than 400 people, probably like ever. At least not one that's supposed to run in one day, maybe a
Yeah.
qualifier series or something. So on Twitter, when I was checking up on the people that had entered that beginner tournament or were involved with producing it, I saw a lot of dismay at
Hmm.
DQs and long wait times and all of the familiar woes that we hear of or experience when we participate in online fighting game community stuff in general. Online tournaments are always going to be a blow up for that reason. I mean, people just forget what they're doing. Like on my computer at any given time, there's like 45 tabs open. And if the other 44 tabs are somehow more compelling to me at the time that I happen to be in a fighting game online tournament,
Hmm.
I might just miss the tournament and it's gonna suck. And I'm gonna inconvenience the shit out of like at least 4 people, TOs, pool runners, and the 2 opponents that don't get to play anybody because I had to get DQ'd twice. And that's like 30% of all online fighting game entrants. Like
Yeah.
having been involved with plenty of online events, I made like top 16 in my first run in Rumble like 2 weeks after Grand Blue launched because I went through like 4 DQs and stayed in winners until like
Hey, we
top
take that to
16.
the bank. Take that to the bank.
Yeah,
Um,
couple more matches to the bank. Four in losers, and I could have made top 4 or something, but that
yeah.
wasn't happening. Especially since I wasn't even warmed up because winning by TQ just gives you a higher level opponent down the road eventually that you're no
Right.
longer prepared for because you haven't had to buff yourself up by beating presumably weaker opponents on your way through the double elim bracket.
In general,
So that was the blow up, but like I think the idea of even having a beginner only tournament is such a victory and success because new blood in fighting games and fighting game communities is the hardest thing to come by. And we can't even attract people with our cool offline yelling anymore.
Yeah, no, but like it's weird because it's also hype. I didn't think it was gonna be hype,
Yeah.
but like if you run like a certain rank cap, and like I don't know, I always pick favorites.
Mhm.
Like if there's like an up and comer, I'd be like, you know what, I like him to take the whole thing. And then I don't know,
Yeah, right.
I'm a huge competitive like gambler in that sense of like the FGC where I'm like,
Yes.
all right, he's new, I want him to take it. I don't shark for characters. I don't shark for the top tiers. Like I feel like if a new player picks up a top tier, I don't instantly be like, you know what? I think he's got it. I don't know. I'll
Well,
have a
Haney,
favorite. Hmm.
you're Smash and you are FGC, and at other fighting game gatherings, specifically in Toronto, Canada, on the
Hmm.
side of a highway, I have a place called Toronto Street Fighter HQ. I saw what I presume to be the definitive synthesis between Smash and fighting game community coming together, and what
What,
that was a bunch of incredibly drunk Canadians all placing $100+ CAD bets on all sorts of Smash character AIs fighting each other. So it was like the
dude?
peak degeneracy of fighting game community offline with Smash as the vehicle.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now. When Smash 4 first came out and there was like amiibos and shit. Me and Cravat,
You got to bet on your amiibo.
no, you enter him like he's your fucking Pokemon. Like ask
Yeah.
Dan Camilli, aka Cravat. He like summoned his amiibo like a fucking Beyblade. And he was like new to the game. He's like, "Look, I don't know how well my amiibo is gonna do, but I believe in my Luigi. I like this guy to take the whole thing." So we're playing our bracket. I turn around and I'm thinking people are watching my match or something. I'm feeling myself. I'm like, all right, they're gonna watch human beings play. When I tell you that there was a crowd around Dan Camilli's like amiibo, he's like, "Go, little guy, go!" His amiibo got so strong. It was crazy. He was like summoning. I told you it was like a Beyblade. He was summoning spirits in his amiibo. Like it,
So you know how fighting game devs in Japan are starting to communicate a little bit more amongst each other now, and that's why we're seeing rollback out of
I think
Japanese
so.
games and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
So one thing that would be also very beautiful to see would be if the KI developers who made the Killer Instinct Shadow technology communicated with Nintendo so that amiibos could actually learn from your play and you could teach your amiibo combos and stuff like you can with your Killer Instinct Shadow. Have you ever heard of those KI shadows?
Yes. No, and I think that's the
Yeah.
case. Some of the longer these amiibos are on, they like download how you play. So
Oh,
it,
really?
yeah, it's all no. So you can leave it. You could leave it on fighting like CPUs. Like again, this
Mhm.
conversation with Dan Camilli was the funniest thing I've ever had in my life. It was so funny. He's like, I just left my Wii U on, and it was just fighting CPUs. I came back from school, and this thing was like huge. This thing was like destroying CPU. Like thing's like a level 150. It's like Dexter's Lab when he left the recorder on French for the whole night, and it skipped. Like he was
Mhm.
a master Frenchman after. It was nuts. But yeah, no, it was
Luigi's
parrying.
brain is wrinkled.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's all buff. He's already killed Mario, like in the Melee Adventure mode when you go to unlock him, which is so brutal, by the way. Can you believe Luigi does his brother like that? Stomps on his head and leaves him falling below the castle? Uh, Like, what a statement, bro. That is, I don't think Luigi gets that vile in the Mario canon. Melee Luigi is the rudest, meanest, most evil Luigi there ever is.
I love like
Sliding along the ground all like greased up.
I'll watch Brian F's stream, and then there's a scene in Brian, and like every time, I don't know, he has like the Luigi emoticon every time something happens. I'm like, oh, oh, and like to me that's like the
Oh,
funny, oh, that's like the funniest emote from
yeah.
Luigi. Oh.
Yeah. Melee Luigi really scares me too because you figure out after listening to the game for a while that Melee Luigi is Melee Mario, but just pitched up with a little bit of auto tune. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's the voice. It's and like somehow that is still enough for like all of us to just register him as a different character. That and the fact that he's just sliding constantly and going, oh, oh,
Oh, oh,
oh,
oh. I don't.
oh.
It makes me laugh. Like that alone will make me subscribe. Um,
Yeah. Also, that game got rolled back recently too. Melee.
yeah.
I just got my GameCube controller converter. The first one I ordered, I actually didn't order, which is why I waited for 2 weeks and received nothing.
Wow.
So
Bodied.
I'm trying to hop on that soon and play some Slippy, because I miss Melee dearly and
Dude, we
have
need to.
not been able to play it.
All right, so you guys have heard it here first from one half of BFD Podcast. We're definitely doing an episode on Melee, so tune in, guys. So we're gonna
Yeah.
do a Melee episode on Slippy. But an interesting thing that you mentioned actually is everything that happened by Melee for Melee is completely from the community. Like
Yeah.
GG, like plus R got their rollback because of the
Mhm.
devs. Melee gets
Yeah.
nothing because of the devs. Melee is 100% fan done. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty amazing,
it's the
right?
most
Kind of
FUBU.
reminds me of the Street Fighter V netcode patch for PC that was released and then kind of canceled.
The Ultimore
And we
patch.
have yet to, yeah, the Ultimore patch, which was community made, community driven,
Yeah.
but unlike Guilty Gear, which had devs who had the insight to just recruit developers who had already been familiar with making rollback, Street Fighter V, Capcom was like, Ultimore, we're gonna cancel that shit. We're gonna make sure that does not work.
It was like the day
And
after he dropped it. Really annoyed.
there was a good like grace period where people were like playing.
Oh,
Ultra David did a session where he was
right.
playing
It was like a week,
through
I
the
think.
UAE. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a solid week of just like
Every
a
happiness.
hypothetical life of Street Fighter
Yeah.
Five,
Yeah.
barred by nothing.
Like pure happiness.
Yeah,
It was
we're
bliss. It was
not at that
bliss.
level ever. It's never
We've
gotten
never
any
been,
better.
we've never been to the point where everyone is equally happy in this game.
The
Um,
promised land where all fighting games have equally good netcode is still so far, but it is drawing ever closer with Tekken and Guilty Gear
Tech
getting it within like 3 weeks of each other. But Tekken is the most popular fighting game on the planet.
is it? Oh
Highest
my
selling
god.
anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah, highest
It's
selling is Tekken for
highest
sure.
selling. I'll give you that.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Oh,
I
sorry,
think
not Smash counts. Smash counts.
no, no, no,
because
no.
Smash
I
is
wasn't gonna. I wasn't even gonna say. Well, if Smash counted, Smash, but I'm not. I'm not gonna
yeah.
count that. I was gonna. I think. I still think because there was like that week that Street Fighter V was free
Mhm.
or something. Like it was free on Steam for like a while, and that brought in so many people.
Mm.
Like the
I'd love to
number
hear
of
that too.
downloads from Street Fighter V because it was free was absurd. Granted they're
Yeah.
casuals, but like still more people is more people, right? So like
Yeah, the casual hopefully eventually turns
w-
into the fan, and
right.
the fan will tune in to the Twitch stream, which is
I th-
hopefully
I
advertised
think
in
it's
the
between
game by
those two.
default, which they are actually doing now, which is
It's
pretty cool that you can like see Watch Blank on Capcom Fighters, and you will be able to enjoy a rich Street Fighter experience that you otherwise would never have access to because you're a casual playing Street Fighter 5, you know?
yeah.
Um, it's really nice too because it returns to the fighting game accessibility conversation that's been going on for like 4 years, by which we find that accessibility in fighting games is mostly limited by the financial rather than the level of skill or difficulty required to play fighting games. $60 price tag and then season pass DLC, otherwise you're gonna fall behind. I mean that shit. You better be fucking good at fighting games already if you're paying for all that. Goddamn.
Seriously. Um
Yeah.
yeah, I would give it up to either of those two. Either Tekken or Street Fighter, but
Mhm.
Tekken doesn't have never had the bad press that Street Fighter 5 did. So I'll say that like if they're both equally popular, Street Fighter definitely started in a negative like start before Tekken. Tekken never had the stigma, you know?
Yeah. On the back of Tekken, what I always read is highest selling PlayStation
It's
fighting
probably
game.
it
So
probably
on
is the highest
PlayStation, I think
selling.
Tekken is it. But
Yeah.
with Street Fighter being a little bit easier to run on PCs, so I believe anyway.
Yeah.
And also, of course, like arcade unit sales. I mean, Street Fighter is dwarfing everything with that, of course. But
Yeah.
that's all old now.
Um we got Tekken Season 4 pass breaking street date.
What a bunch of
I
bastards.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. No, but here's the thing. Like I don't know. Shit happens though. I'm not too over. I'm not like. I don't think anybody should be flamed for this. I don't know. I just want to chalk it
I've
up
been
to
saying
whatever
it
happens
since
happens. Fuck it. That's
Of course. Yeah,
you know what I
Cowboy
mean?
Bebop, right? Spike Spiegel.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, so it will be, but like, if you're giving competitive players early access to new content and characters, they will be so much more prepared
Yeah.
than anybody else going into a real competitive season.
Yeah.
And I think the assumption may be from Namco that they don't have to care because there is no Tekken World Tour, because there is no
Right. That's where they're
online
looking.
tour that they're
Exactly.
doing. Yeah. So, like, who gives a shit really until they come out with their own Tekken Online World Tour, which I think is something they're probably preparing to do, given that they have added good rollback netcode to Tekken as of yesterday. So,
It's the
that's
future.
promising. But giving those people early access in the event that, there's something so shitty too, because like, what if you're also a Tekken 7 hustler, content creator, competitive player type
Yeah.
person, and you're just a little bit smaller than the next person who is a little bit more popular, has been in the scene for longer, and they get early access
Oh, then
code
you're
and get
blown out
to
the water.
get richer.
Yeah, you're blown out the
Yeah, well, I
water.
mean, what can you do, right?
Yeah, you're
They're gonna
destroyed.
have higher skill, higher
You're
views,
destroyed. You're
higher
just
revenue on content.
yeah. Nothing you can do to compete
Yeah,
with
it's like
that.
Guilty Gear,
It's
right?
over.
Destroyed.
Destroyed. Oh, don't talk about that game. This
Yeah.
game is gonna make me want to play it so bad. Have you ever? So, this is
Mm,
going on to topic 5, so we're skipping a little. But
mm.
I have done nothing but watch Rev 2. Not actually, yeah, Rev 2 and plus R videos. And you know when like you're watching in bed, but like you're too tired to get up to play it, but you
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you hate continuing as a competitor. You hate watching everyone else play the game. Like, cause you're like, I
Yes.
want to play so bad, but I'm exhausted. Like that's literally me
Yeah.
for the past couple days for
Hmm.
both Rev 2. Rev 2 is still fucking fun.
Rev 2 is so amazing,
It's
man.
so
If that
fun.
game
Like
somehow
there's
got rolled back, I'd still be playing because I'm worried that Sin might not be in the new one, and I would hate to lose the character that got me into the series in the first place and kept me there for 6 years with signed through Rev 2. Uh, so if he's not in the new one, which will also have rollback, um, I guess I'll have to learn a character in AC plus R and transfer that character over and build myself some legacy knowledge, which is why I'm going to play Soul Bad Guy. It's happening.
I'm mad
It's
at how many
happening.
people love Soul Bad Guy now. Like he's not you.
Soul, I have always loved Soul.
I feel like that's the OG, that's the old school me. I'm like, back in my day, he was just for me. Now, no, but like he's fucking amazing.
Mm,
So, um,
yeah,
I
right.
do. We are gonna
He,
touch base on that number 4, but someone brought up the point of
okay.
risk versus reward that I really want to talk about in that. Yeah, ultimately,
Mhm.
uh, season 4. I don't think anybody should get mad at Harada. I don't think anybody should get mad at the promotioners or the devs or anything. It's just because like shit, like this happens. Like I'm not
It's
okay.
a conversation very old, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
even back in Injustice 1, I was around in
Do you
2012
remember
on
that?
forums, and people were screaming, ban the testers, because Christopher
It
Jesus
was
was
Chris G or was Coach Steve?
getting, and Coach Steve, I think.
Coach Steve too,
Um,
right? He got it early.
maybe I think it was the
Shout outs to
two.
both of them though. Like
So they were under a lot of fire from the community though for dominating early. Ban the testers continued to be a thing up until like 2017, even in the NRS scene. But that conversation can carry over to any scene now that Tekken has also fallen victim to it.
yeah. Um
Mm.
yeah. Moving on over to the Street Fighter League. Both American and Japan. I wish the production value is great. Shout outs to Rob TV. You know, shout outs for
Mm.
being an amazing host. We talked about that. Shout outs to Japan's. If you watch like any like punks like video content at all, it is like an anime. If you watch the Japanese like Street Fighter League, it is so anime. It is so.
Yeah.
What up, Neko? SSB, the Marth, my
Hey.
student, but also
Nice.
he's like, this man's like the heart and soul of Kingdom Hearts. What up, Neko?
And
Um,
also cat in Japanese, as far as I know.
oh, bodied
Nice.
cat in Japanese. Nah. Um,
So, I just lost my thought. What were we saying?
Street Fighter League Japan, Street
Oh
Fighter
yeah.
League America, right?
Yeah. So, one thing that makes Street Fighter League Japan particularly anime is the fact that I am watching that with subs, and it is so cool to read commentary, and it feels like a script,
Yeah.
but the commentators are improvising live. And I've never had access to understanding of Japanese commentary outside of intonation, cadence, and emotional performance. To finally be able to know what they're actually saying with messages and like textual understanding is so cool to me, because just because I watch a lot of Japanese fighting game footage and have for many years,
Yeah.
I've always heard their commentary and left it on to listen to. uh, I pick up like a couple phrases. I know
Yeah.
what they call like throw versus grab, for example, but
Nage.
to actually hear the different style now
Yeah.
and know what it means is so cool to me. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty hooked on that.
Yeah.
But I'm equally hooked, I think, on the American and Asian one. I
Mm.
like the fusion. It makes me imagine what the world could look like one day in Street Fighter League when we have one big Street Fighter League with
I,
unified viewership
I
numbers
love
and all that.
that.
I think that could be huge.
I love that there's
Yeah.
a team out there that has Hot Dog and like an American player on the same team. Like that was huge to me.
Yeah, it's
Like
a
Shien is on the
hot dog
same team,
Kabastian. Yeah.
and Kaba, bro, Kaba, Hot Dog, and Shien on the same team. How the hell do we talk to each other? But you know what? They
Yeah.
understand, and it works. They understand each other so well. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's like the point,
It's pretty
right?
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
because Kaba's native language is obviously Spanish, being Dominican,
Yeah.
and to have players who are speaking secondary languages to each other for coaching and mentorship, and see it still come through and prove effective and helpful to each other is kind of beautiful to me. Not because I, am standing for the English language, but I mean, Singaporean players who are also speaking English second language are helping native Spanish speakers through English, which is
Through
also their second language.
everybody's out here helping you. It's there's nothing negative
Yeah.
about it. Like everyone's just out here helping each other. To touch base on the Japanese like Street Fighter League really quick, what makes it anime too is everybody has these like anime titles. Like you're not just Monkey
Oh, yeah.
Business. You're not just Matthew Hogan. You're the fiery youth of our nation, Matthew Hogan. Like you have this like cool title. Like I want something like that.
Too.
Yeah. Oh no, Moke is gonna murder people. He needs to stop. There's certain people that have like the most fire poses. Kichipamu is pretty much gonna murder you. Kichipamu is a character straight from Yakuza. He is like
and he's got his hands on his hips.
bro.
Too,
He's
like
the third
his
chairman.
toes.
He's the third.
Yeah.
He's the chairman. He's one of
Yeah.
the shout outs to him being in Like a Dragon. But like they have the most the legend that never keeps up, Daigo Umehara. Like what is
Yeah.
the world's strongest mortal man, Tokido? I was done.
When it's so sick, right? They
Yeah,
get the title drop like when you
the
first
ti-
meet a Yakuza character.
what it? Yeah, the game, the story pauses, the whole title drop. I'm like, I want this. This is cool as shit. Whatever. This,
Yeah.
but in general, I think what I've gotten out of the Street Fighter League that I think we should definitely implement is we talked about it. It was like the teams aspect of it. We did that one time. Shout outs to Lucky D because we did this one time, but at Balance Patch of course, we did this 3v3 tournament, and I think we got second. I want to say we got second. We got second or
Who
third.
was on your team?
It was me, Bunch, and Almaz, and I think we were just team old people. Neko, oh shoot! Shout outs to
Team
Neko
old
for
people.
subscribing. The big one sub in the build. Here, you get the sub dance.
I'm pretty sure
Ah.
Almaz was born in '94, making him only 3 years older than me, maybe 4.
God damn it!
But I guess that is a little old.
All right, at least team
Maybe
the
it's
salty,
mature, I don't
the
know.
salty 3. That's the team name. We're pirates. The salty
I can
3.
see that.
The salty.
Yeah. That I would say, what's the saltiest ocean? Is it the Atlantic?
Yeah, team the Atlantic or team the Dead
Yeah.
Sea. That is definitely
That's the saltiest sea.
the team Dead Sea. Because it was me, Bunch, and Almaz, and we did. No. Here's why I liked it. Let me be real. Oh, you guys like the dance, the sub dance?
I mean, you'll see more. I'll start dancing too if we see more subs drop. But thank you,
Hey,
Neko,
no, no,
for
no,
dropping a
Neko.
VIP.
Thank you so much for the drive. If we get 2 more subs, Monkey Business, we're doing a Hot Ones episode with Monkey Business. We're getting into his life.
Okay, cool. I'll have Jamiroquai ready. We'll have our DMCA lawyers at the ready so we can play Canned Heat by Jamiroquai. I'll be ready to go.
Telling you guys, 2 more subs. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Um, what were we saying? Oh yeah. Okay, so there we were.
Team Dead Sea.
The best part about it is the 3v3 team at Balance Patch. We didn't know each other well, so it was a great icebreaker. When you're put onto a team of 3 people and you don't really know each other, and you're like, I think that was the first time I've ever met Almaz in my life.
Wow.
Neko gifted a tier 1 sub.
Oh,
Neko gifted a tier 1 sub to
Sakuya.
damn it. Is this what is going on? Okay. Oh no. See, now I have to uphold a bargain. This is You guys need to look at Matt. This is crazy. All right.
I don't even have any music today.
No, I actually have to order wings now. I didn't think this was going to happen. I have to order wings on the first episode? This is bullshit. Stop ruining the first episode. All right, hold on. This is so dumb.
If you get ghost pepper wings, that could be a good end.
I can't
show.
believe this is happening. This can't. Neko, you ruined the show. We just got started. This is the first episode.
Well, you know what's funny, Neko, is that you gifted those subs to Sakuya, who I don't know, and Dom, who Slakuya, excuse me. Thank you. Dom was probably at Balance Patch on the day of the story that Haney was talking about.
Yeah.
A regular there who literally is employed at Balance Patch. He might have been playing on the setups. He might have been managing the floor. Might have been making a bomb-ass sandwich. Either way, it's I assume he was involved in some way, maybe watching in the distance.
This is going
Team
on.
Dead Sea.
I don't even want to spend the money today. I
Team
guess
Dead
we gotta
Sea,
spend the money. He out here making
the 3 dudes who you want to get your handshake over with real quick after beating them.
Oh yeah, the 3 of us. Oh, the 3 of us don't even touch us. Don't even touch our hands, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta make this call. All right. Anyways, before I make this call, this is really happening. I'm calling David's Pizza. You guys can see it, but I can't. I hate you so much, Neko. Why did you do this? Why did you call? You're not supposed to call me out. You're supposed to listen to me. Anyways, let me finish the story and it'll happen. So I've never met Almaz before in my life, but me and Bunch already decided we're like teammates, and he's like, all right, Almaz is on the team too. He plays Akuma. I'm like, say no more. We should be all right. Oh, we got third. I remember we got third because we lost to freaking Burkish's team, which was like him, Draken. I forgot who the third member, but it was him and Draken for sure.
That team could have won just from the 2 names I've already heard.
I think it was him, Draken, and Nunez, and I was like, all right, they won.
Burkish. Those buddies.
Burkish is like, oh my god, and yeah, it was like those 3 were like already under 23. They're the 23 and under Thunder group. Like they were the young kid. I hated it. There was them.
Adorable white boys team.
Yeah, I hated Team Soft. It was just Team Soft. And then we lost. Yeah, we lost to them. But we beat out Badstoned, Andre. Who the hell? Oh, and Chad. And all I know, we beat Chad, Andre, and who, by the way, Chad was like the best. He's like the best freaking Fang in. And he's I think he's related to Men RD, isn't he? Or he knows Men RD?
Oh, I don't know.
Something like
I
that.
think he's definitely Dominican, so that's good to know. But we also haven't heard from him in a while in the scene. So if anyone does know what he's up to, just hit us up. Especially if, like you said, if he is friends with Mena or anybody, I might spread the good word because I want to know what's up with him. We would love to see that Fang rep or just know what's going on in the life of our boy.
Yes, definitely. Also, if you're watching, Chad, we beat you. We beat you in that 3v3. I'm just saying. But also, it's good to have you back. Moving on, we got old school versus new school. Oh, this is gonna be a dangerous topic. My God, hold on, let me fucking buy this.
So I'm 23. By default, I'm new school by virtue of age because I got friends in the scene that are above 40 or equal to 40 or 39, which has already says so much. They were doing this back in the days where the only reliable tournaments you could find in the Midwest or Central United States were at anime conventions. And at anime conventions, the motherfucker that puts on the tournament probably has nothing to do with the fighting game community. It has no idea what your rule set is, no idea what makes a competitive set satisfying. They might have banned throws in Soul Calibur, might have banned ring outs in Virtua Fighter. Like that shit was just happening. And you still had to show up and be ready to take it.
So okay, that's first of all, banning throws is wild, but let's give you guys into context if you guys are just tuning in and not understand. Old school versus new school is essentially a huge blow up on Twitter happened a week or two ago. That was basically like, who are the stronger players, old school or new school, or like who had it. There was also like who had it harder, and a lot of complaining on both sides, right? Like a lot of it, old school players are basically saying that new school players are complacent, which makes kind of no sense, saying that they don't want to win, and how new school players have it easy because the games are easier across the board.
Yeah.
Uh, my take, so I'm an old school player, but that being said, uh, we didn't have a bigger, like you were saying, like we didn't have a bigger pool of players. So like, yeah, you could be top dog back in the day, but there wasn't that many people play. If you're top dog and there's only like 7 players, you're top dog of like 7 humans. That's not anything. And like
And
double
it's just
down
the
on it.
seven you had access to.
Yeah, but in their defense, like it was harder to find out how to be good. So like
Mhm.
that's what they're basically saying. What are your thoughts on it?
I think in the contemporary moment of fighting games, it's an incredibly good thing that we do have so many of those players who aren't looking to compete, because what that creates is the possibility of fans and fandom around those that are. And forgive me for sounding like I'm shilling the esports project here, because I certainly am not, but I am rather hoping to shill the idea of a populated fighting game community where many people can play many different roles however they see fit and move between them freely based upon how interested they are in competing at the moment. In the old days, if you wanted to like keep up with the scene, you had to get in the van and go to like the anime convention tournament with your
You
people.
had to win
None of the matches
AB
are going to be
or
filmed.
something.
Streams don't exist,
Yeah,
Yeah, right. And like that was how you kept up with what you thought might be a scene. Now you can tune into a Twitch stream and see other top players in each other's chats
yeah,
developing the game itself in chat or through oration on their mics and streams. You can watch YouTube videos, curated content like you see Brian F and Smug and many other
right.
fighting game community people putting out. I mean, Sajam's the king of it. That's where fighting game community discourse happens.
So
I think
do you
his, especially for commentary.
mhm. Do you agree? I'm gonna open it up with this though. Do you agree games are easier now than back in the day? Do you think video
Definitely,
like fighting games are
definitely.
easier now? Yes.
Yes. However, if you go to a tournament today, you may have. All right. So there's like
Uh
there's
oh.
a parabola for
Monkey
entering
business is
tournaments in the
getting
olden
blown up.
days.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
The the parabola is that at old tournaments, there were people who had literally just like stepped in at the anime convention or whatever the hell this tournament's happening and said,
Yeah.
"Oh, I play that game. I'll beat everybody. I'm the fucking best." And they're awful and they die. And then there are the few actual initiated fighting game community people who had unique scenes around them with players that actually helped cultivate knowledge with them.
Yeah.
Those people are going to be much harder to beat back then because information is too difficult to
We
access.
have a couple people
There is none
saying
really online.
we got talk about getting good when you're only training and labbing is in real life arcades with quarters. That's real old school. Yes, it is. And then we got
Yeah.
AJ Snipes. Shouts to AJ saying dumb easier. Yeah. So it seems like the general consensus right now, because like you guys are talking about execution, right? Strictly speaking, if we're just talking about executing moves, yeah, fighting games are much easier nowadays, right? Like,
Mhm.
uh, and
Way more accessible.
yeah,
Yeah. The scene's gotten bigger though in the sense that there's a lot more competent players. There's a healthy base of mid-level players around most healthy games like Street Fighter and Tekken, setting the
So,
example, I
which
think.
leads, I'm so glad you said that because like that leads into my next question,
Mm.
right? The scrubs of today are not like the scrubs of back in the day. The scrubs of back in the
Yeah.
day could be like your girl. You know what I mean? And like that was like the player base back then for bad. You know what I mean? Nowadays, the
Yeah.
scrubs of today's are machines. The scrubs of today's were like the
Yeah.
pros of back then, right? Can we agree? Like the scrubs of today, like the players that are bad today are pretty good. Like they would have been pretty good back then.
Yeah. I
So
mean, they have training modes, they have research, they have high fight, they have Javits doing their lab work if they want to just practice their one character's tech. They may not know matchups or know how to adapt or like maintain endurance in a set, playing for the long game, conditioning people, etc. Those
yeah,
things take a lot of personal experience and focus
right.
over a long period of time to get good at. But the the technical process of becoming competent executing in a fighting game is the easiest it's ever been.
Yeah,
Some games are trying too hard to make it easier. Some games make themselves exist out of a desire to make it easier. Fantasy Strike's a good example
dog,
where there's no special
dog.
move
Fantasy
inputs.
Strike gets me
Dive Kick's
so.
a parody fighting game.
I was literally just gonna talk about Fantasy Strike. To tech a throw in Fantasy Strike, you do nothing.
I
Nothing.
think that's genius.
What?
Yeah,
I want to end this episode.
I think
What?
that's so funny.
That's so whack. If David Serlin is watching right now,
Because,
that is whack. I'm so mad. Anyways,
well, he is watching for sure because like anytime Fantasy Strike gets mentioned, he
comes
just
through.
instantly appears with like the most thorough and aggravating, selfish defense of every decision that could ever have been made around the game.
Ooh,
A lot of
Bobby.
people have suffered hearing his like very, very angry, like kind of defenses. Sajam got added by him.
Um,
But in terms of the decision to tech throws by doing nothing, I think that's great because it incentivizes a new player for the first time to take their goddamn hands off the buttons and actually look and think about the situation that has presented itself on the
rather
screen,
than it's
the surrounding
anti-mashing.
context that has led to it, and realize that mashing is
It's
not the
anti. It's
solution.
anti-mashing.
Activity is no longer the solution.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm with it. But I don't. I
Mhm.
don't. God, I don't know. The game. There's. I think I just have an issue with the overall game, so I'm not looking at one aspect. But so let me say
Mhm.
this: do you think people have the attention span of today to get good at older games that are harder? Like, do you think people
Well,
today? Do you think if Melee came out today the way it is, people would play Melee? Like, let's say Melee just dropped today, right? And it
yeah.
had no players. Like, we just got Melee today. Do you think that would make people stick around? Or do you think people would be like, nah, fuck this shit,
Yeah.
this game's hard?
No, people would see what's so sick about Melee. I think
Think so.
because high execution fighting games are becoming more rare, they actually will have an appeal among fighting game audiences who think that one of the most principal virtues of fighting game play is the ability to execute, which I also agree with, especially in terms of Melee, where like executing is not being able to do back medium punch into quarter circle forward forward super to whip one or something. It's having the wherewithal to recognize a percentage, continue a combo based on the percentage while reading DI, and maybe leading it into an edge guard for a kill, like or spiking them at the end.
There's too much shit to do in Melee, dude. There's way too much shit to do.
Yeah, and people would see that, man. Melee will always be appreciated, even if it came out today.
Think so? Yeah.
Although I think it would still take a while. And there might be people who would say about Melee now, like, wow, shit, there's like no game modes. What am I supposed to do? Where's
Yeah.
it's so bare bones. But like,
Yeah.
it's the arcade appeal that would actually help me, I think, because when I go into fighting games and like have to deal with shitty ranked systems like in Grand Blue, I just want to explode because I love that game and I think it's one of the best accessible fighting games. Quick input special moves are useful at top level and bottom first time fighting game player level,
What do you
which
guys
is
think?
so cool.
Anybody that's in the stream right now, what do you guys think right now? What is the unbiased best fighting game that's out right now? And what are your thoughts? Let us know. He's saying Grand Blue. Well, Grand Blue, we know he's biased. We know Monkey Business is gonna say Grand Blue. He enters Grand Blue every week, and he comment.
Yeah,
If he's not entering it, he's commentating it.
I needed to have good netcode and better ranked, but I love the game flow and I love skill cards and cooldowns and quick inputs and what they do for the game.
Yeah.
And the different incentivizations to use quick input in some situations versus full input in others is really smart. And having a longer cooldown as a result of using quick input is a very sensible drawback, I think.
Yeah. I I'll give it to old school in this sense is that imagine that people had to get good at KOF 13 without the internet.
Mhm.
How?
Yeah, that's hard.
Like
That's so
how?
hard.
Like
One
that
thing-
game? How? I don't know.
Here's like one thing that I think has been skipped in the old school, new school conversation. The mentality of old school versus new school rather than the actual ability between
Yeah.
the two different generations. The mentality of old school is firm, rock solid, and like unshakable. I mean, me in 2014 were playing tournaments with no game audio, where the only audio you hear is the 30 dudes behind you screaming insensitively
I said old school
and
players
loudly
have
and
more
proudly for their scenes.
thicker skin, right? Like you could play
Yes.
thicker skinned, right?
Yeah. And this is not an argument for me saying, God, we need to bring back thick-skinned people and the atmospheres that require the thick skin. I think it did contribute a lot to my growth as a person when I was like a kid, able to eventually triumph over hostile scenes who were not hostile to me personally, of course. It was just regional
It was just the
rivalries, but-
scene, yeah.
Yeah, right. The regional rivalries are, of course, expressed with loud and angry and like in-game violent language.
Yeah.
And shout outs to Drewface of Toronto for really accelerating that in my young life
Hey,
with
Drew Face.
MKX. Yes, and also thanks for the shirts. I'm surprised I'm not wearing one on stream tonight, but 50/50 exists and is a thing you should support if you like fighting game community designs.
Yes. All right. I feel like we talked about old school versus new school quite a bit. Like we ultimately it doesn't really matter because old school players, it doesn't matter if you're old school or new school. If you want to be good at something, it's gonna always take time, and the people who are good at it are still playing it. You notice that? A
Right,
sword
and-
mass with
yeah.
the follow the mass of swords this man has is following us. We got the Percival
Yes.
main in the building. He's all about sword mass, so thank you for follow.
The heaviest sword in Grand Blue is Flamberg, and I was actually playing Grand Blue with Sword Mouse recently. He is
really?
mostly an MK11 player who plays Sub-Zero, who is also no stranger to swords. His sword is the opposite temperature of mine, though. Mine's fire, he's ice.
I'm gonna
I
say it right
appreciate
now.
having him here in
I
Hammersmith.
is also a Sub-Zero main in MK11, so I'm gonna tell you this right now. We was cheap week one. Sword mass, I'm with you. Cheap week one. We were the shit week one, man. We had what was it Ford 4? Nobody could stop
Plus
Ford
Dick
4.
Block.
Nobody could stop
Yeah.
Ford 4. Nobody could stop our jump in one into either low or a grab. Listen, I love Sub-Zero week one, so I'll give that to you. What's up?
That's my forward 2 animation. Do you recognize it?
I
It's
see-
overhead, and it's going into Fatal Blow for 50%.
Yeah, and I don't know, people stop blocking and then they get hit by cancel blow into ice ball after, so it's kind of cheap.
Dead
But-
of winter, baby.
What else? I'll main sub in any game. I mean, 9 he was fair. You know what's funny? Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat 9 was like Ryu. He was like the Ryu of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
Damn it, Dom
he
with
was
the
like
Kobe.
the third strike Ryu.
Damn it.
And let me talk to you about third strike Ryu.
He's like Ryu.
So, third strike Ryu unblockable Denjins you and stuns you with Denjin and then basically TODs you.
That's the clone.
But
That's the
otherwise,
ice
he's a
clone.
pretty like honest character. It's not clone. It was his old ground EX ice pedal reset combos
Oh
that took a
yeah.
regular ass combo, and then after freezing you on the ground would reset damage scaling and end up doing like 85%. And
Yo.
that shit got taken out.
I think what we're trying to say is
But they didn't get taken out for Cyrax. No one else, just him. and that's how Ryu got wiped off the face of the earth, just like Street Fighter 5, just like MK9 Sub-Zero, the Ryu of the game.
No, he's definitely the Ryu of the game because like he was good. No, he was good, but like he wasn't Kitana.
At launch.
He wasn't Cable. No, not even at like if you were really good at the game, he's still playable. But like he just didn't fuck with Cable. He didn't fuck with Kitana. He didn't fuck with Cyrax. He didn't fuck with Smoke. He didn't fuck with like the actually he was you know what he was as
MK9
cheap
top
as
tier.
he was as cheap at yeah MK9 top tiers. He wasn't as cheap as he was just as cheap as Reptile. They were like equal cheapness.
I'm gonna have to say that can only be at launch because my man Reptile was schmoving with elbow dash. That had like 1 frame
Bro,
of recovery across the screen. That move
bro,
was so sick.
bro. MK. Well, I think what we're trying to
And
say is play
that
MK9.
bassy sound effect. Yeah.
What else we got?
Play MK9 and play it because it's fun, not because it's the best competitive game. Play it because it has 2v2 tag, and you and your friends have no idea what the fuck any of these tag assists or quick tags do, but they exist. And there are mechanics that existed in 2v2 online capable tag before even Street Fighter X Tekken had come out, and you could be doing that. Like, it was so fun to play. Like, I got people into fighting games by carrying them in tag mode online on shitty delay-based netcode in MK9, and it's real.
Yeah, facts. All right.
And bring back Test Your Luck. Where the fuck is Test Your Luck in MK11? Fucking hell, let me have
Yo,
fun in
remember
the
that?
goddamn fighting game.
Remember that? Nah, fuck that.
Yeah,
They gave us the
MKX
kart. They gave us the kart racing shit. I don't want that. That shit was garbage. That shit was
I
bad.
don't want kart racing.
Mortal
It's a
Kombat
little
kart
too
racing
different,
was
but Test Your Luck
trash.
is still somewhat. What Mortal? It had a funny name. What didn't it? It was a little bit of a pun with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kart.
Mortal Kart. Mortal Kart Bat. Look, I don't know. All I know is hella garbage.
Yeah.
I
Definitely, but
was it
Test Your
the
Luck
same?
is not garbage. And at a mystery game tournament, the most recent tournament in Buffalo, TFGT 12 or something, or like 17, I don't know. Either way,
Where
grand
those
finals
wings, my
for the
dude?
mystery game tournament was MK9
I ordered them. I ordered at
with
Grubhub.
7 real Test Your Luck.
Grubhub.
And
That's
7 real Test Your Luck takes like 45 seconds to load all the different reels, and the crowd gets so hype reacting to what bullshit each player will have to deal with. It's the sickest game mode. It makes me better at the game for improvising situations where I have to combo with some moves turned off or some mechanics turned off. And I feel like I really get to know the engine playing Test Your Luck. It's sick.
I'm gonna say right now, Neko just highlighted where those wings, my dude. First of all, I already ordered. It's on Grubhub, so when it shows up, you guys can ask me all the invasive questions you guys would ever want to ask when they get here and I have to eat it because you decided to be a jerk. Anyway, old school versus new school. We're gonna top it off. Old school feel like some kind of territorial way about it. At the end of the day, play what you like. You can get good at anything as long as you put time and you still play it. Like it isn't actually nobody. Don't worry about who you are. Like Chaos is a new school player and he plays MVC2 when he's killing it. Like don't.
Swordmoss was in attendance at that Mr. Game Tournament Grand Finals. He just said in the chat that was so fucking hype.
Oh my god, yes,
and
that
god
was so.
Damn it, it was. I loved every second of like, especially since the 2 players in Grand Finals had never played MK9. Like, what a blast that was.
Facts. Engaging in fighting games without playing them. So.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, whether you're commentating or spectating, I definitely think fighting games, like in general, is gonna be like a family event at some point. Like even esports in general, like even like Smash tournaments and stuff, it's gonna be a thing where people like want to go and take their, their kid or their significant other, or like it's gonna be a family thing. So, yeah. No, what do you want to say about this?
About engaging in fighting games without playing them?
Yeah.
So, I actually have a lot of rituals to interact with fighting games without playing them. It's honestly most of my days I don't play any. It is unfortunate, but I just like feel in pandemic time that like my competitive drive is a little bit lower than it normally is.
Of
because
course,
there's not the
it's
real life
natural.
people that I get to like impress and the scenes I get to create by people reacting to my play, right? Like I'm very egoistic. It is not for me. I
to
want to
not.
put on a show for the people,
Yeah.
you know? And like when I can't do that, or when it's, just a couple people in like a Twitch chat reacting, it's not quite the same for me. So what I do to keep my competitive edge so that I can do well when I do enter is watch an unbelievable amount of replay footage. No stream, no match analysis, just like me before bed going to the YouTube channel GBVS Fan and watching Japanese, Asian, and top level American
For
Grand
those
Blue.
for those people in the stream, do you guys do that? Do you
Mm.
guys like watch? Is your even if you're not competing right now, is your drive to watch fighting games still a thing? Do you guys still watch Smash tournaments? Do you guys still watch fighting game tournaments? Talk to us if you guys still do this, even during quarantine time. Hold on, I think that's food. Cause hold on, just give me a
Oh,
second.
you
But
got those wings.
I have to. I have to,
Yeah,
Matt.
yeah. I'll
I
take
have
over in the
to.
meantime. Go ahead. Yeah. Yes, and Neko says yes in the chat, already responding affirmatively to your follow up. Delivering as promised is Haney ordering the wings. Delivering as promised is whoever's delivering them. I hope Haney's given a nice tip, I gotta say, because my man came in clutch delivering the wings within, what was that, 20 minutes after the gifted sub? Big thanks to whatever company he ordered from. And also, thanks to the uploaders behind GBS Fan, which I think is definitely not an English language channel. It does use English language text to promote the videos, but I think that's just because English is more widely read around the world, being a very popular second language. And for that reason, like, watching fighting games in the relaxed state without having to need to say anything about them gives me the opportunity to study more fully than I ever have before. So, with that focus, I pick up on player tendencies and character tendencies a lot faster than I do when I'm actually commentating. But practicing doing that by doing it frequently and seriously thinking so hard that it's going to make me pass out before bed, which is always a good thing, right? I mean, I do this before bed, think really hard about fighting games, and then tuck in or roll over or just press the off button on the phone and kind of just pass out while all the information is marinating in me, cooking in my brain. Like to make a nice marinade with my fighting game information. Um, so it gets easier to commentate when I do that, though. And if it's easier to commentate, and if commentating helps you notice things about players and tendencies and how they condition each other with different tools, then you're also going to be able to apply that to playing. Which is why, like, I will never just be a player. I will never just be a commentator. I'll never just be a streamer or a podcast participant. It's going to always have to be both. And that makes me feel sometimes like I am unfocused or I am uh, distracted or maybe a little bit naive to assume that I can do all of these things. But I think in the long term, I will be better at all of them individually if I do constantly participate and be influenced by all of them too. So, as Haney brings out the plate to put his wings on, and then shit, is he gonna eat them on stream? I'm gonna have to keep talking over him. Maybe he'll broadcast the chewing ASMR style. I'm nice and close to my mic. I hope you all enjoy that too. We'll see right now. Headset's coming on, and here
I
is
remember.
Haney with the wings. Let me hear that ASMR. Let me hear the first
All right.
chomp.
So let me say this. That wasn't him. So I don't know what's taking so long, but I made a bowl of Greek yogurt and fruit. You can ask me
Wow.
any one invasive question. I don't care what it is. You can ask me anything in the world. And then I gotta finish all this. But because you subbed, I still owe you wings. Sounds good?
Wow.
What the hell were we talking about before though?
We were talking about how I, in particular, watch a lot of fighting game content from replay channels with no commentary
Oh,
whatsoever,
all day.
just so that I can like actually focus only on the characters and their movements without having to make a point, without having to
Yeah.
analyze, and how that makes me better at everything else, both commentating and playing. And being better at commentating and playing at the same time is really good for me because at events like Casa for Grand Blue, sometimes I get to do both in the same tournament. And
Only you
that
get
just makes
that.
me feel superior to everybody else.
Wild.
I know, right? That's only me. Like that. Imagine outperforming somebody on the mic and in bracket. Like, how filled is my ego? I'm about to
I've been
pop.
watching.
I'm like Jafalian dive kick, bro.
I've been. I was watching Daigo's Honda, or should I say the Ume
Mhm.
Honda. So I'll watch like
Ume
Street
Honda.
Fighter replay channels, Street Fighter 5 replay channels, or like I'll watch like MK Leo's Byleth, which in my opinion,
Yeah.
Byleth is trash. I don't think Byleth is good, but watching that man play, I was like, ugh. It gives me ideas on how to like think about defense in that game, which I think is superior. And just in Smash 5, I think defense is like the way to play.
So Byleth has no tippers, right? That's Byleth's thing.
He does. He has a sweet spot and a sour spot for all his weapons, right?
Oh, okay, cool.
But
Okay.
it's so Byleth's whole issue is like that character can get bum rushed, like by Fox, Pikachu, anybody that just has crazy speed and offense can just Byleth can't really
True.
play, like because all his moves are kind of slow, except like his neutral air and like I guess you can like space certain like aerials, but he just gets bum like Andy is not like if he's off stage like his recovery isn't that good, he can get edge guarded pretty easily, but Leo
Yeah.
still finds a way to win despite all of that.
Right.
And it's just it's to
Yeah,
me that's it's incredible. I'm like how I don't get it.
finding the way is critical, and I'm actually excited for Guilty Gear Accent Core Plus R to rise to prominence because there's a lot of characters in that game in particular that have to find a way because they are born lesser. They are inferior. There are inferior characters in that game. Like
Dizzy?
Abba. Abba is so insanely bad in default mode, but that's built into her kit because once she finally has blood packs and unlocks the key with her command grab and is in whatever it's called mode, she's an animal. She's an amazing character,
Mm.
but is slowly moving herself out of amazing mode while using the moves in
Woo!
amazing mode.
We got the comeback kid.
Thank you to
The comeback kid for the follow.
Comeback Kid coming back into our stream next week. Now
Ooh.
that you are following,
In
very
the
good to
building.
be
Oh, in the
following.
building.
Yes,
We were actually just talking.
appreciate it very much.
Were we just talking about Honda? I think we were just talking about Honda.
Yeah, we were. Not because
Right.
I was talking about lesser characters. I think Honda's been underrated in Street Fighter V for about a year
Dude.
straight now.
Dog,
Especially-
I think Honda is. No, I think he has bad matchups though, but I don't think he's bad.
The classic against Honda is to quote use a fireball to keep him out on the
Yeah,
ground, close quote.
yeah.
You know, make him butt stomp and try to actually jump in on you, take those movement risks. But V Skill 1, which is not used as much by Honda players,
Yeah.
is an amazing anti-fireball V Skill.
No, yeah, he's good. No,
Yeah,
like I just
and,
think his
like-
normals in general, like his what is it, stand medium? The medium?
Yes, that's medium.
The this
Sure,
is
and
nuts.
You want to see
This
you wanna
right
see
here,
crouch medium?
bro.
Here's
This
crouch medium.
and then this, and then when you're
Crouch
crouching, right? And when you're crouching, it's this.
Yeah.
He's got
it
this,
might be the other hand actually.
and then
I
this.
Think one
It's
is right.
so
and one's
good.
left.
He's good, bro.
And yeah, really strong buffers. EX hands is a ridiculous move. If that man has V skill 2, he's laughing his ass off at you. He's like, ah, ha, ha, ha,
Bro,
ha," and he combos off of it with a full combo.
There's a certain confirm. I think it's stand short. His stand short into it's either stand short or crouch short into headbutt. It's actually hard after EX hands. So like you'll do like EX hands, stand short, headbutt, and it's like that's like really hard. But
Yeah, it's one of those. I like delayed links in Street Fighter 5 like that. Seth has a couple off of whatever the multi.
yeah, the
JoJo's
arms,
move is.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely just a JoJo's move. That's all
It
I can
is.
call it.
But what else? No, the stand heavy, the crush counter, the stand heavy kick, shit is wild. I would just throw it out. I just throw it out a lot. Shit's
I mean,
nice.
yeah, Honda is a character designed around just throwing himself at you, and somehow, in the act of throwing himself at you, risk reward is in his favor. Like if the
Yeah.
man tags you with headbutt, You are sent full screen towards the corner, and whether or not he chooses to pursue you is up to him because he can play lame and anti you with heavy headbutt for like 180 damage. That shit feels like it
He
does
just,
2k
bro,
or
that bro,
200.
he's like a bus. He hits like a
Like,
bus B.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Especially with V skill 2, and he can get that off any knockdown because of the space that's generated both off his V reversal and on his regular headbutt knockdown.
yeah.
He has so much V skill 2 opportunity.
Let's discuss. Sakuya, just want to say I got walls BT back to back for multi, but no Kurosame LD. Get out of here. Get out of here. This man's playing Dissidia, and he got some crazy gotcha drop. I hate this man's like luck with his gotcha drops. But
Dissidia is a fighting game, right?
I guess we could put that in here. We'll put that in the episode 1. But we've reached one of my favorite parts of the episode 1 podcast. We're gonna be talking about who do you think is the best player with each character in Street Fighter V. So we're gonna go through. Hold on, we gotta bust out.
We need to bring out that chart. I need
All
some
right,
icons,
all right.
otherwise I can't do this.
Do we have to bring out the chart? All right, we'll bring out the chart. Tier
I
Maker
don't have
Cafe.
it alphabetized in my memory. Yeah, just get me out of here. I'll talk in the background.
Tier Maker Cafe. All right.
Street Fighter 5,
That's
Season
fine.
5, I think. I use MM Cafe, but I think Tier Maker is much more popular. Anyway,
Do they have like?
I think there's a couple standouts that come to mind already.
All right.
IDOM for Laura and Poison, but Flux Waves I think is up there for Poison. I haven't seen any Asian or Japanese Poison player though. So
Hold on. Let me see if I can
uh,
do something with this to get you in here too. Hold on. I'll talk about it. Here. Where are you?
do you have a notes or like a sticky note document you could put on the screen too, so we could like list and remember what players we actually chose?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Okay, cool. And good old textual sticky note. Today I realized my graphic design's so horrible that I was drawing something on a piece of paper for a video I was trying to make, and then I remembered that my drawing and handwriting is worse than my computer-based graphic design. And I hadn't remembered that because I hadn't written on paper in so long. Like, at no point does my work or my regular life demand that from me.
Oh,
Big
damn.
contrast to my girlfriend who teaches preschool and is actually like crafty. All right, I see the characters now.
Oh, you do?
With one. I did for just a sec actually. They're gone now. Oh, there they are. Cool.
You see him, right? All right.
Oh yes, I can.
Okay.
This is perfect.
All right, and then we'll just write it in if we need to.
Okay. Alphabetically, let's go alphabetical, right? Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Abigail.
Abigail can go to a couple people, right?
I would put in Cool Kid here before I would put in Itazan or before I would put in.
Who are the nominees? The nominees are Itazan,
Storm Kubo.
Storm Kubo.
Yeah.
Cool Kid. Wait a minute. Problem X. This gets hard. This gets hard.
He understands Risk Reward very well and
This-
has talked about that at length in his
This is getting
character
hard.
discussion. He used Abigail to perhaps like the greatest success Abigail had ever seen in EVO 2018's top 8. Used him against Luffy, I think, and a couple others on his way up there. There was some Abigail used against, I think, in winners finals of EVO against Tokido, it was Abigail, and then switching to Bison in grand finals. But I don't remember if that's true or not. I was there, but I don't remember if it's true or not.
It's like Itazan or Cool Kid.
Thanks, Sword Boss. We certainly will keep it up. We got
Sword Moss, thank you so much.
Material.
This is episode 1, bro. Thank you so much for tuning in. Episode 2, we're gonna try to talk about even more shit, but yeah, come through. Yeah, Abigail, I'm gonna Itazan or Cool Kid. We have to make an executive decision.
Well, Cool Kid also plays a ton with other characters now between Cody and before that there was Rashid. But I think the real results have come with Abigail. So I think there's more Abigail out of Cool Kid than you do see Abigail out of Itazan. I mean,
All right.
at the same time, like the real Zangief player in Japan now is definitely Kichipamu.
Yeah.
So it's tough either way. But as someone who is always pushing for Western players to be recognized by each other rather than always having to default to
We'll give it to Cool
praising the
Kid.
Japanese gods, I'm
Yeah,
gonna give it to Cool Kid.
We'll give it to Cool Kid.
Yeah.
Alex. Who's the
It
best
hasn't
Alex
been around
player?
as much recently, but oh shit, that's easily Gunfight. That's
Gunfight,
over.
right?
End
Is
of-
the like? Are we even talking about this? That's it, right?
Yeah, no, not all.
All right.
Everybody shut the fuck up. It's
Yeah.
Gunfight. Prototype and Twisted Rivera, the other two best American Alexes, will tell you it's Gunfight. However, gracias to both of them for helping me learn that on their own streams. Both of those players stream pretty actively.
Blanca. Shoutouts to High Fight.
Um,
No, I'm kidding.
yeah, High Fight definitely. Nishikin is the best results out of a Blanca player. He's
That
Japanese,
is-
so there's not as much awareness of him over here. In the West, we see a lot of Blanca from Alex Dot Dot. We see Wolfgang. We actually saw Danka Diaz with a lot of Blanca at the last chance qualifier, where he was like one match short of qualifying, but lost to ZJZ, if you remember that.
Wow. Yeah. No,
ZJZ
ZJ
Manat
playing.
with like 5 wake up supers.
ZJZ's wildly good. Actually, like he's wildly good. I don't think people know. Like I think he's
ZJZ's
actually.
having another resurgence in SFL right now too.
Yeah. Yeah. He's and also he's playing Seth now, so that's crazy.
Makes sense.
Blanca, Nishikin?
Well, it's
Probably.
cool to see it such a switch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nishikin.
We're gonna...
And if you don't know Nishikin, just YouTube search the name, and you will see really impressive VOD performances, either online replays or old tournament footage. Nishikin's in there, and I'm really impressed by Nishikin's use of non-V trigger Blanca and like not dash up after back throw B-2 and back throw you again Blanca.
Oh, they're actually putting. This is the Japanese version, so we're putting Vega now. So we're just gonna call him Claw. But
Okay, yeah, that classic, right?
Claw.
We won't lose anything in translation.
Claw. Who's the best Vega player? Damn, best Vega player.
Metro M. Metro M.
All right, look, it's either Metro M. Who's that one DR player?
Oh, DR Ray, but DR Ray's been playing a lot of other characters actually.
Oh, there's another one.
And in Asia, I think specifically Taiwanese is Zhao Bao, who played Nikali and Vega early in season 1 and 2 and had amazing results with both of them.
Yeah, but
It's been a while since then though.
Is it
Metro M has been like leading the resurgence, I think, of season 5 Vega with his new busted V skill 2. So I would put his vote in there.
This might be Metro M.
DR Ray had a good showing though at the first Capcom Cup for Street Fighter 5. Put Tokido in losers round 1.
Wasn't there a yeah?
I think.
Remember that?
Yeah.
No, but this year there was like a Vega player that was in one of the Capcom Cup qualifiers that he had to fight Kaba and Minardi in. I can't remember his name. Damn.
And it wasn't DR Ray?
I don't think it was the RA. I'm still giving
I didn't
this.
tune into the Central America qualifier, but I guess I will now just to catch that, and also because I love everybody down there, and Blink Esports is like the most happening thing in developing esports communities right now, and
Yeah.
I am learning Spanish on that broadcast. Like, thank you so much to the entire DRC and for putting that on, and for making those absolutely sick Sane Fox 1 portraits of all of the Western Street Fighter 5 players who were invited to their exhibition recently. Zaffarino and Burkish as well, New England representatives.
Shout outs to Zaf.
Amazing work.
Shout outs
with
to
art.
Burkish. Yeah, actually,
Yeah, like,
that's fire. I follow
you know the
that. I
portraits I'm
follow
talking about?
Sane Fox. No, I follow him on Instagram immediately.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say
Exactly,
Metro
right?
M. Metro M.
Yeah.
And then we got, is it Balrog right away, or is it, I can't say, Birdie. Ooh, the best Birdie player. I still want to say Mena RD.
U.S. Birdie has fallen off a lot. Mena's not even playing Birdie anymore. We've seen Mika and Akuma and
It might even be Fudo.
Yeah, I would put it between Fudo for Japan. We haven't seen XYZZY out of Korea in a while. He's kind of fallen off.
Man,
Beyond was another Asian player.
Beyond.
Who I think he's still playing, but Magnegro is really good in the U.S. as well.
Magnegro
still mains the character.
Kirby? Or not Kirby. What did I say? Kirby. Birdie. Kirby.
They sound the same, bro.
I still think Mena, even though he doesn't like it's still Mena RD.
Yeah, I can't take that away from him.
It's still Mena RD. Like he also still feels personal about this character. Like he'll comment on Fudo's Birdie. I'm gonna give it.
I mean, Mena made and wrote every single novel in the Birdie lineage before Fudo had dreamed of playing what Japan thought at the time to be like a whack-ass slow character.
A trash character.
Who mixed you up on his Wake Up in Season 2 and 1, by the way.
And now finally we get the Boxer.
Tough, but definitely
this is hard,
I think.
Oh, yeah. With the greatest of ease.
Yeah.
Wait, is it still Smug?
Boxer is a character who we have stock up. Yeah, dude, Smug.
Dude, I feel like everybody plays this character.
He's getting more popular now. Ultra David correctly predicted that he's actually a strong character in Season 5. And having Smug just qualify through CPT Online Northeast for Capcom Cup, you gotta give it to Smug.
Smug
as
or
much
Brian
as
F?
I love Brian F, I fucking love Brian and the work he puts in for that character in the community. But Brian F looks at Smug with awe, and I've seen him do so on stream, man. He's like, "How did Smug do
always a good
How
thing.
did he know?"
But is
definitely
all right.
Not, but
the best Balrog I'm gonna give to Smug. So all right, Boxer, Smug. Shout outs to Brian. I wanted to give it to Brian. Brian, if you're watching this, I wanted to give it to you, but we're gonna give it to Smug.
Brian puts himself in a rough spot playing the same exact two characters as Smug, also playing G. Same as all the Boxer players, by the way, who were convinced that the character wasn't worth playing.
By the way, once we get to G, we're also gonna have a struggle too, because like Planet Earth plays G, dude. Like
yeah, dude.
Yanai, Moto-chan plays. Yeah, everyone. G. Oh my God, G's gonna be a hard one.
Fight that mid.
Also, 80 Strider. 805 Strider. 801 Strider. We got Cody. Mm-hmm. Cody's next. Hoji, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, who else? Hoji. You know what's weird? You know who's been fucking with Cody? John Takeuchi's been playing Cody.
Yeah, but that's when Sheets banned.
Hoji. Yeah. Hoji. Hoji, you're the best Cody, bro.
Moons and Hoji played in a set recently, and Hoji won that as well. I think Hoji's able to use both V skills a little bit more effectively than Moons is right now.
I definitely think Knife is underrated, and he uses Knife too.
Fuck Knife. I don't give a shit about Knife. I mean, he uses.
You don't like Knife?
I don't give a shit about Knife.
Wow!
I don't give a fuck about Knife, bro. You're telling me I'm gonna pass up on a command grab that I can make Rock Oki off of?
I forgot who I'm talking to. Yeah. Oh my God, this one's gonna be the most annoying one. Cammy. I hate this one. I don't even want to talk about this one. It's probably Valoran. It's probably Valoran.
Right now, man. Right now, I think it's Hurricane.
Oh my God, Hurricane too. Yeah, I didn't even think it was.
Yeah.
So it's either Hurricane. Hold on.
In the life of the character, it may be Verloren across all the seasons, considering how much traveling Verloren did. But Hurricane is winning many European online tournaments right now. Salt Mine League, week after week. And it's been Cammy the whole time for him.
It's either
one of the hypest I've ever seen in my life.
Hold on, wait a minute. CJ Truth.
He's playing a lot of Colleen right now, though, and Lucia. I think his Cammy was the best in the U.S. when he was mating her, but worldwide, man, Hurricane has had my eye for a long time now. I think he beat Bolt Strike. Oh shit, bro! Hang on.
Wait a minute. Wait, we have to go back to Vega. We have to go back to Claw. We have to go back
yeah,
to
no,
Claw.
Bolt Strike is ridiculous.
Bolts.
Fuck.
Bolts. Oh, I hate this.
Uh,
Oh my god, this topic is trash. But what a good way to start. What a good way
yeah,
for
I know.
episode 1, right? Because next week we're gonna do the
Yeah,
best
keep it short.
player in. Oh damn, we can do this for Guild Gear too.
And
Uh,
if any of you people are curious, I know we're not dropping ats and links to every single player we're mentioning, but just type in a Google search the word
yeah.
that you hear, and you'll be taken to some of the highest level play you'll see for any of these characters. Bolt
Also,
Strike is very active, posting Twitter clips, and he also wins a lot of Winter Stays On sessions, same as Hurricane, Salt Mine League in Europe. Um, it's really good to be informed about the European scene because they support each other really well, but I don't think they have as much of a reach to the US as the Japanese
I
scene
don't know
does,
if I
or even
want to give
Asia scene.
Hurricane over. All right, we're gonna put both Hurricane,
Hmm.
but I don't know if I want to put him over Verloren. It's such a hard one. Verloren bodied Fudo, like
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
bodied Fudo. When I saw that, I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, like. But Hurricane, no, Hurricane's been winning everything. Shit. All right. All right. We're gonna revisit Cammy just because I don't want to be stuck on Cammy. Chun Li. All right, we're on Chun Li,
Chun.
the queen.
All right.
Chun
So
Li.
Chun has had a resurgence in season 5. The Chun that has had my heart and my number for a long time is the Buffalo, New York native a while, who has been just like shocking people at every tournament that he
Demon
goes
EX.
to since season 2. But
Or
worldwide Chun is harder for me to say because I don't know what traveling players
the
have
problem.
really
The problem is
stuck
these
with
guys
him.
are popular. The character is popular. That's the issue.
Yeah, I mean Punk and Rob have played a lot of Chun, Rob TV and Punk, and made her look real good while doing so.
Damn.
Um, who else is doing well?
And
with
there's
Chun?
MOV, Fujimura.
There's Lud.
There's
United
Lud.
States.
No,
Lud has
Lud.
been
Lud
Chun Li a
plays
little
Chun
bit.
Li, Chun and Minot. Lud plays Chun and Minot.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he knocked
See, but
Daigo
Lud knew
out,
that Minot was gonna get nerfed.
or he knocked Daigo into losers. The first ECT that he was at, that was crazy. And Ray Ray,
Nice.
who was a Marvel player, who also played Chun Li, knocked him out of the tournament. 2 Chun Lis,
Oh boy.
double Chun Li.
Nice.
But
That's an important matchup to learn in season 1.
oh my god. If you ever got
Yeah.
EX, if you got legs, and then jab, and then legs again, you're still blocking again. Like legs was plus.
Air legs, the plus unblock throw bait.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What else? Oh my god, Chun Li. Everybody's playing Chun Li, man. Who's the best Chun Li right now? The best. Also Terrence.
Oh yeah, it's Terrence.
We didn't even mention Terrence. Is it Terrence?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Terrence.
Is
yeah,
it
I'm happy you
Terrence?
brought him up. Terrence was the only Chun in the Blinky Sports Invitational. Already says something about the kind of level
Damn.
of appreciation there is for his Chun. He beat my boy a while in the mirror, so he's definitely better in the mirror at least. And I think while Terrence doesn't get to travel much outside of events on the East, being from Atlanta, when Terrence does travel, it's like top 4 minimum. Like
He does
it's
really
amazing
good.
to win us at NCR. And NCR was kind of a blow up 2 years ago because not a single West Coast player made top 16, while like East Coast players at the time, like Punk and Terrence and others, were in top 4, competing with Asian players.
Okay, Chun Li, I'm gonna give Terrence, but we're gonna be put on blast about that. You know this, right? When we release this, we're gonna be attacked, but that's okay because we are supportive.
I just believe no.
We could
they'll
put
back us up.
we could put it to Terrence. I don't want you to feel that bad about it. But you know what I do feel bad about? Dawson.
I feel bad about Dulcim everywhere, but
Oh, wait, no, this is over. Dawson? It's either between Broski. Yeah, it's over, right? It's Broski.
Yeah.
It's either Broski or Mochi.
Broski's the best. Broski also is someone who I can like appreciate the Twitter technology and like writings of.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna say Broski here, especially for him being such a leader in the Dulcim community. Often being the first to optimize and post very specific punishes that make the Dulcim players feel so sick. You know, when he spits out like 500 damage with two EX Yoga Fire links
Yeah.
teleporting in on them too,
And the
hitting the
slides to
instant air
confirm.
teleport combos.
Using his
Yeah,
slide to
the
confirm.
perfectly spaced slide that he can back
Slide.
medium kick off of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the character doesn't do damage. I thought the character doesn't do high damage. All right.
And then it's like, I'm
Broski is the
dead.
best sim. Broski is the best sim. It's either Broski or Mochi. We're gonna give it to Broski.
Yeah,
Give it
yeah,
to Broski. Okay.
for sure. I'm glad
Ed.
you also have an appreciation for European players. By the way, it's so important not to
No,
ignore
Bolt
them.
Strike. Listen. There's so many asterisks we have to go back and revisit. So.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got Ed.
Well, character's always been struggling, but a couple players make him feel like a menace. Locally in New England, there's Kevin Tech, who might be returning to Beyond Frame Data someday, maybe live. You
Yeah.
can check out our episode with him. I'm sure there's some Ed highlights in his intro or his credit sequence.
Kevin.
He has repped Ed really well here. My friend Jose Guzman, aka Psychopard Guzman's Ed, is ridiculous in Buffalo. He does like instant overhead VT1 confirms that you can't back tech or like delay tech out of. It's so painful
Yeah.
to
Oh
fight.
my God,
But
we have so many
the
good local ones
character
too.
is always struggling, man. And I
Yeah.
think like early it was Dominion, but
Still
since
Dominion.
then a lot of other Eds have picked up.
You know who also has that?
But none of them
Infiltration.
have done well. Yeah, I mean, the characters that man plays are such a mixed bag. I never know like which one to actually like even consider him in contention for.
So I'm gonna give it to.
Are
You
there
know
any
what's
Ed
weird?
players in
I
Asia
I
that have
kind
done
of
well?
no, they don't touch this character. They think the character sucks. Oh, there's like
Yeah.
one
Well, I mean,
player
they're
in
right, but
Asia.
like you can make it work.
What's his name? Yeah, there's like one player that I can't remember his name, but I kind of want to give it to Kevin Landon. Kind of want to give it to Dominion. I think
Yeah, I
Dominion
mean,
might actually be the best Ed.
he posted a 6 sequence recently too. He got
I
like
think he's the best.
125 retweets so
Oh, the
far.
shimmy, the V Trigger 1 shimmy. Yeah, the V
Yes,
Trigger 1 shimmy
exactly.
tech. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Kevin. Dominion, although
It
he's a
sets up an
casual,
unscaled stun combo.
we're gonna get put on blast. Shoutouts to Dominion for being casual as hell, but still remaining to be the best character specialist of Ed, even though you're casual.
I
Fang.
mean, that is a compliment for sure. There's Vega Patch out of the European scene, who is unbelievable. There's a lot of West Coast and Midwest fangs in the US, like
What's up, Chad?
FGC Jesus, who's an ultimate grandmaster.
FGC Jesus.
Chad out
Shout
of
out
New
to
England.
FGC Jesus for getting to
Yes.
the grand finals, man. That was a good ass grand finals back then. I saw that. That was really good. Sorry
Yeah.
what happened to the stream fiasco. I
And
heard about what happened to the stream, but that's still sick.
who was the other Fang player in the grand finals there?
I don't know.
Oh, it was
But it was two of them.
The answer TK, who has been playing Fang since the beginning. Also really, really strong. I think Vega Patch has the best results though.
Yeah.
Which is funny because like every time you say Vega Patch, you're like, how are they not a Vega player?
Wasn't there another
Nope.
guy?
Only playing Fang.
Haku or something? Or am I thinking of?
Well,
I think so.
I remember when Cian was a Fang player in season 1 and how that treated him so poorly.
Never play that. Yeah. Oh
He
my
just
god.
like scraped
He got
by getting
destroyed.
into the Capcom Cup 2016 by winning some Russian ranking events, and then with season 2, Ibuki came out and he never played Fang again. His life was so good after that. I mean, Ibuki was out in season 1, but Cian was still married to Fang until season 2.
Yeah, we're giving it to Vega
When Fang
Patch.
thankfully got nerfed.
Oh wow. Falk. I forgot this was like a Falk. Is there any good Falks? The only one I can think of is a Rompipoyo.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know any other Falk
Yeah,
players.
Rompipoyo does it. Joey 900, aka Joey, who plays Armika and Falk, is very strong with the character. Arturo plays Dulcim and Falk and is also a strong rep. But there's a Falk player in Europe who actually like wins events.
Oh, talk to me
Definitely the
about
strongest Falk.
What's the?
Um,
Do you know the name?
that player, yeah, I do, but it has to come off the tip of my tongue first. Uh, one
Come on.
sec.
Yeah,
I might have to do
we can
some
find it
Googling
right
real quick.
now, like really quick.
Um, sh- where is it? Okay. Definitely just found it. 5 seconds away. It is, yes, Fizz, four Fizz FGC. The four, no, Fills, the four Fills. See, the reason I couldn't remember this
D4
tag is because
fills.
like every time I read it wrong. Because there's like a four instead of an A, and I never know how many Z's or if it's Fizz or Fills. But now I do.
D4
Don't worry.
fills.
Um, yeah, Fills has been winning Winner Stays On with Falk against players like Problem X and Vega Patch and Bolt Strike. So
Yeah.
I have to say Fizz here, and I'll actually drop the Twitter link to as well in the chat so that people can see what I'm talking about here.
Oh my god, this next one's gonna kill me.
Fizz is ridiculous.
This next one's gonna kill me because there's so many good guild players. There's so many good guild
Mm.
players, right?
And such a new character, right? The character's
Well,
happening now.
yeah, he's so fun. Everyone likes to play him. I want to give it.
Mm.
It's either Nemo. Yeah, it's either Nemo
There's,
or we have a
there's
rip
Prophet.
Prophet.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like the character's still so underdeveloped. It's hard to
Yeah,
say who actually would deserve the title. I've seen more Prophet than I've seen Nemo, not gonna lie, and I have really liked what I've seen from Prophet. I know Taj is playing the character too and posting some
I
content,
love.
but
Yo, shout out to Taj. That's
um,
my boy. Um,
yeah, yeah.
but I don't think
The
Taj has a
first guild that I
positive
got to
outlook
play,
on Gil. I think he was just kind of like he's kind of like Gil's alright. Like he won't talk up Gil. He like knows like the weaknesses to the character.
I think he prefers Nash. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna give it to Nemo. I'm gonna give it to Nemo. I'm gonna give it to Nemo.
Mm.
But there's so much you can do with this character. I feel like this character definitely hasn't finished yet. You know what I mean? Like this
Yeah,
character,
there's a lot more retribution to come.
especially considering the next character on the list, who I'm surprised he's not number one, but is Goki, aka Akuma. Gee, I wonder who the best Akuma is.
Look, the Tokido gets earned the title, but I
I
can't
don't
sell
want to
you
talk about
short.
Tokido. Yeah, I don't want to.
I know, right?
He's the right answer. He's here. I'll put it.
Yeah.
I'll write it down. I'll write it down just to get everyone to stop wondering. It's Tokido.
Mm.
But I don't want to talk about Tokido. I want to talk about Takamura. I want to talk about.
Exactly. I was about to say Takamura, out of Belgium, by the way, just being unbelievably strong with the character, as well as Otani in Japan.
Yeah,
Otani, now Haitani as well, but he hasn't had quite the same success
and
as either
Machibo and
Tokido or
Fujimura.
Takamura, or even players like Samurai in the United States.
Samurai's amazing.
I would say he is like the Tokido of the United States
So,
for the reason of
Akuma,
having A, Akuma, and B, a really strong
Ryu.
mentality with meditation and rituals practiced. I
So
love to see that kind of thing out of a Shoto player.
So we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. In 2019, Evo, Takamura knocked Tokido into losers, and he also knocked Daigo out of the tournament. So Takamura murdered. So going back to old school, new school. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But Takamura is fucking killing it. But also, in 2019, I had to go up against Samurai. To make it to winners. We made it out of initial pools, and then the second round of pools, he was. If I beat him, I had to play against Chris CCG. When I tell you the match was longer during the meditation portion of the game, because we both sat there and took such deep breaths. He's such a heavy thinker. He thinks very deeply about Akuma. So I definitely want to give. I mean, there's so many Akuma players, but I definitely want to give Samurai his credit. He's so strong. So strong.
I will say it is really nice that each region has a strongest Akuma player. Um, in North America, it's definitely Samurai. In Central America, there's Jochi, who had a really close run to qualifying for
Yeah,
Capcom Cup at an LCQ, only falling
yeah.
to Nemo after a choke with a dropped DP that
Oh my
could
God.
have led to a stun that would have
So
sealed the set.
if you ask any of the DR players, they're gonna tell you Jochi's like one of the strongest players they have. Like he like
Yeah, and
apparently in
crossover
locals,
too.
yeah, and like locals, he's like they say like he takes games off of Kaba and meta and stuff like that. Like he like takes whole sets and stuff
Or
like that.
destroys them.
Yeah,
They play so frequently that I mean, it could the tail could change any minute. But crossover and Jochi are both elite Akuma players, world class, and amazing that the DR I think is where like the strongest concentration of good Akuma players, maybe with Japan, maybe next following suit.
yeah. Um, and already we're at G. Jesus
Gah.
Christ. Go.
That's the noise you make when you successfully play the character optimally with EX Smash VTC plus 10 on block. Are you getting command grabbed? Are you going to take a stand heavy punch into full combo corner carry and the next thing stuns you? And
Ooh, the best
that's
G
an
is
exciting
probably
game.
it's
It's
probably
most
also
exciting when it's
Smug.
narrated by Smug in the US.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
probably also
it would,
Smug because he
how
knocked
crazy is it?
yeah
Yeah.
he knocked Bonchan out.
Yeah, man, it's also Smug. Smug gets
Yeah,
two
Smug gets
characters,
two of being he's the best with two characters right now. It's crazy. Smug for sure.
but we can't sell Strider short, who has been showing more with the
Oh, it
character
might be
recently in
Strider.
SFL. Yeah.
Wait, it might be Strider. Strider over Smug, maybe.
Thing is, on SFL, which would be the place I watch Strider now, I don't get to see history as often because the other team bans it so often.
I want to give it to Strider. Actually, now that I keep forgetting about it. The West Coast G actually.
Yeah.
It'll on Strider.
Share the wealth.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That it's better to give everyone one than give one player two. I'm with
Exactly.
you.
Guile. Obviously Scion from Massachusetts. Easy.
Yeah, seems like that's the case. All right, we can move on.
All right. Anyways, Honda. No.
Kaba
This is a tough
still
one.
rocking Guile.
This is a tough one.
I saw
This is a
Kaba
tough
is
one.
getting banned on SFL a lot, despite not even being the team captain. On a team with San
Yeah.
and
They know he's strong.
and Hot Dog, they are banning Kaba's Guile and making that man play Ryu.
Yeah, they know he's
Kind
strong.
of unfortunate for him. So Guile, also Daigo, of course, right?
There's
Like
Daigo.
Daigo just qualified for Capcom Cup.
He killed everybody that tournament. I'm not even gonna talk about that tournament. They're because of him. They did the reaction test. They did the whole react because he won that. The reaction test conversation was there for like 2 weeks. Everyone was sweep online.
Yeah.
Guiles. Everybody was sweeping, like as if that was the only
Yeah.
button they had for the whole week.
Yep.
They're like, we're sweeping. Everyone's sweeping.
Of course, I can
Probably
make fun of
Daigo.
that reaction with my 7-frame sweep.
Like,
I watched Daigo. Yes.
Yeah, no, everyone's just sweeping everything they see. The character could taunt, and they'll just press crouching heavy kick just to try to hit that.
Honestly, yeah, do it up.
And
It's so hard to call between
like
Kaba and Daigo. This is the closest one we've had, I think.
Daigo, Kaba. Actually, no, because there's like Daigo, Kaba, and Higuchi, or like that other one. There's like a third younger, yeah, Higuchi from Japan. He like recently won this offline tournament.
Damn, they have offline over there.
Yeah, they have. I know.
Shit.
Daigo or
Reality
Kaba.
sinks in like this. White Claw sinks into my body.
For Honda's next. I mean, Marvisto.
No lie, yeah, I think it's Marvisto.
It might be Marvisto for Honda, right?
Although,
Best.
all right, so there's this Japanese Honda player who doesn't enter tournaments named Tonyu Yogurt, who is
I've seen the
exemplary.
replays.
Yeah, right? Like,
I've seen
replay
the
channel,
replays.
Ultimate Grandmaster Tonyu Yogurt is absolutely wild. I mean, Marvisto probably takes inspiration, and Marvisto is good for showing United States, North American players how strong Honda can be. But I think out of Marvisto, I'd like to see more V-Skill 1 in matchups where it's applicable against Fireballs. clap canceled into headbutt is like the sickest fireball punish in the world, and I haven't seen any Western Honda players do it at all. Tanya Yogurt, though, that man is neutral jump, heavy punch steering over them and clapping them into headbutt for punishes, and he uses everything. Like, I hate to say
I
it,
don't know.
that man needs to enter a tournament.
All right, we might get Harvisto Tanyu underscore
trials
a
for him.
yogurt.
Yeah, Tanya Yogurt.
Um,
How are these Japanese tags created, by the way?
I think it's the random generator.
It must be.
It's
Yeah.
the random
Perfect
tag.
Legend is a randomly generated tag too.
It has to be because I think Tokido's is like Zet Familia. I'm like, I guarantee you he doesn't know what any of that is. There is no
Yeah.
way he knows Zet Familia. And I was like, yeah, okay.
And they'll be like, it's Spanish for family, of course.
He's
too
the 10th
travel to
the
Central and
10th
South
family.
America.
Zet Familia, 10th family.
Ah,
Ibuki is next.
this is hard because
This is really
there are
hard.
two giants.
This is
Absolute
really hard.
giants.
We have
And
Fujimura.
one's been doing it for longer, but one did it better. And I
Yeah.
think Fujimura did it better than Zan.
Right now, I don't know.
Right now, I don't know, though.
I want to give it to Cien now, and the reason I want to give here's my reasoning for this. Fujimura is playing a lot of characters. Fujimura is
Yeah.
playing a lot of Akuma, and he's playing a lot of Chun-Li.
Is he leading the propaganda over there that Ibuki is now a low tier character?
He's the reason why a lot of people are not afraid of Ibuki, which is bullshit. The character's still really good. Cien
If
is
you're
like
low risk, medium reward, you're top tier. Like that's just a fact.
yeah. Yeah, remind me for episode 2 we got to talk about like risk not equaling reward. I think shout out to Kizzy K because Kizzy K talked about it and he does a really good stream. So definitely check out his channel because I think he briefly mentions it, but I want to go into it in detail. But check out Kizzy's YouTube for that. But nowadays there's no reason to play like high risk because if everyone just has the same reward. You know, so
Yep,
he mentions that.
Thankfully,
But
that won't be the case.
Ibuki, I'm giving it to
I
Cien.
like my risks. I won't be attracted to a character unless there's tension in the game plan. There's something that could go wrong, and I could have something to beat myself up over.
Who else do we have?
And yes, Cien has been more consistent throughout the whole lifetime of Ibuki, while Fujimura was
Whoa.
more dominant for the middle period.
Yeah. But yeah. Now this is actually a really interesting one. Jury. Wow. This is a really weird. Not many players play this character. This character's not seen much.
I'm saying Justikid. And Justikid's not even playing Jury anymore.
I'm saying either Justikid. Oh, that's good. That's a good option. Thank you so much for that. I was gonna say either say Justikid or Infiltration.
Nah, it's Justikid. I think like the only person who was willing to play her in tournament and produce results.
Yeah, it's Justikid. He's the best.
Justikid.
Yeah.
Justikid, Jury, just a Jury, just the only Jury.
Just the Jury. This one's gonna be the best.
Executioner of the
Ken.
Jury community.
Ken Masters. Ken, as Rufus would say it. Ken Masters. Ken Masters.
You remember Jones Arcade, European Ken? I've always been a big fan of his.
I remember Banana Ken going all the way back.
There's High Speed Chaos, who's doing well in some local events to us recently. I remember Banana Ken. Of course, Banana Ken is my favorite Persona player.
Oh, you did?
I don't
Actually,
think he played Banana Ken.
If you watch, I think you mentioned it in your video, in your interview. Anyways, Ken.
Yeah.
Oh, also Diego V, who's been killing it too. He actually has a really good understanding of the Fireball game with Ken. So Ken has a really trash Fireball, but Diego V makes it look really good. So definitely, he has a really good understanding of the Fireball game.
Always DPs cross. You know what? Fuck Diego V.
As the best Ken? No. as the best
I
Ken.
only see his Ken.
He's the number one. Matt,
Dude, who else is playing Ken right now?
I don't know.
Wait. If Jones is still playing, he's probably ridiculous, but I don't know if Jones is still playing because I do follow him on everything and I just don't see him as often. Okay. Big Bird used to be the best Ken, but Big Bird is a Rashid player now, so those
There's
days are long
also
gone.
Momochi.
Isn't? I mean,
But Momochi plays the cast.
Such a Colleen player.
And
Zeku
Seth
player.
and Zeku and Seth and Ken and
It's
fucking.
these days too.
He plays everybody. But you know what's weird? He plays everybody, but I don't think he's not like the best at any of them.
Definitely not.
He's not the best in any of these characters.
It's almost the opposite of his approach to Street Fighter 4, where I knew him just for Ken and EW.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say he was the Ken in Street Fighter 4. Yeah. His understanding of Ken was the best. But damn it, who is the best Ken in this damn game? I'm gonna run an ad for 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, we should have this answer.
We'll Google Ken players in Street Fighter 5.
All right. Also, Chris.
Googling SF5 Ken.
No, because there's also
Chris had
T.
a great legacy with Ken.
And he did beat Momochi when Momochi was good with Ken.
Yeah. Lifetime, it could be Chris, actually.
It might still be Chris. Like, it might actually still be Chris. The answer right now is Diego V or High Speed Chaos.
Yeah. And Diego V's been playing, like, Ryu and shit, so, like... the stock is so down in Ken, you know?
Yeah.
I need him to just, like, get more represented so that we can actually have a qualitative answer that isn't just based in, like, the regional Kens that we observe the most. But,
I'm going to give this...
SF5 Lifetime, I would say Chris T.
Let's say Chris T.
And then...
I'm putting down Chris
If
T.
Big Bird kept playing Ken, he'd be amazing. But,
well, he hates Ken.
Top tier calls eventually.
Oh, Kage. Yeah. Kage is next.
Kage. I have to discuss my dear friend Kage Masters of Buffalo, New York, who originally showed me why the character can be so cheap, even with VT1, not just VT2 hard knockdown setups. But I think Sako has put the character on the map at the global level.
Sako Noko. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Sako.
Yeah. Although that man has to spend his goddamn meter. Oh my god, he drives me insane when he doesn't activate VT when he has it off of certain things. He once lost his tournament life to Fudo, who was playing Mika, because the man did crouch medium kick into Kage Fireball, left himself -3, and Fudo, who is not dumb, did Mika's 3-frame command grab super and punished it. And this was when Sako had VTC that he could have used to make this fireball +15 on block rather than -3 into death.
I'm gonna be real. Sako though has a bad history against Fudo.
Yeah,
he like doesn't
and that
beat
was, like,
he doesn't beat
epitomized
Fudo
in that matchup.
He loses to Fudo so much. He loses to Fudo a lot. Like, I don't know. Even back in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah. Although everyone has a demon,
Everyone
and
has
they
a
won't
demon.
tell you about it. But what Phenom has always done to Fudo is just wild. I've never seen a set where Fudo stands a chance against Phenom.
There's that, yeah.
Which is, once we get to Nikali and N, I'm gonna give it to Phenom.
Nikali, we can either give it to Phenom.
Haitani in the beginning was very strong with Nikali. That character was hype.
Yeah, but nobody understood. I don't know, at the beginning, it's like nobody understood Nikali. Like, I don't think Nikali would be that good even in Season 1 now, because we just have such a good understanding of the game now. Nikali's good until you know the game. Like, he got away with so much.
Yeah, he's also good until more characters are added to the game with bigger normal.
Yeah, because his stubbiness doesn't help him at all. Like,
yeah.
So after Kage, Colleen.
The names that come to my mind first are Neon Verte,
Oh,
and
it's Nephew.
Nephew,
Nephew's the best Colleen.
and CJ Truth in the U.S. And then in Japan, I've seen
Kawano.
Momochi,
Kawano.
uh, Kawano. Oh yeah, Kawano, who
Kawano.
I think is a student of the school that Momochi and Chocoblanca run, Shinobism.
Yeah.
Kawano's ridiculous too, but
Kawano's
I think
really good.
yeah, man, I think Nephew has the strongest one and has most consistently played the character since release.
It might be
I remember
Nephew's.
also definitely in Asia at first, Punko was playing Colleen and putting her on the map and looking very good while doing
Oh my
so.
god,
But
yeah.
Nephew has performed the strongest with the character overall.
Yeah. I was gonna give it to Nephew or Kawano. It's one of those two, in my opinion. Karen. We can talk about Pink.
All right. So
Let's
move on past Pink/Punk, and
I'm gonna give it.
I'm
not giving it to
that,
Punk.
like, there's a lot of good Karen out there.
I don't want to give it to. I don't want to give it to Punk. I want to give it to Pink.
Okay,
Let's give some shout outs. Let's give some shout outs though. You want to give shout outs? We'll give some shout outs. We'll give shout outs to Mago.
Mago, right, who was thanked by Tokido at EVO 2017 for providing the matchup knowledge that Tokido used to defeat Punk in heartbreaking fashion.
Oh,
Phenom's Karen is ridiculous, absolutely amazing.
Oh my god, Phenom's Karen's good, really good.
Yeah.
Bonshan. Oh my god, Bonshan.
Yeah. Yep.
He won Evo with the character.
Japanese Karen right now. Yeah.
Yeah, he won Evo with the character. He won CEO with Karen. Yeah, no, Bonshan. All right, so yeah, definitely. It's Punk and then Bonshan right after that.
Yeah. But Punk, you can expect a lot more characters out of now.
Oh my god, here we go.
I don't know if Bonshan is playing any more Sagat.
I'm not even gonna ask you, but we're gonna put it up there anyway. We're gonna go with Laura. Or why is Idom the best Laura? Why is Laura the best Idom?
Those things are synonymous, but he sticks to you like glue. He is able to
set play god.
And also his specific wake up jab or air reset jab is 2 frames, where Laura's jab is 3, Idom's is 2. So don't forget that. And just be ready to be counter hit by it very frequently. Be ready for him to like convert off of spacing specific thunderclaps, even off of overhead, and somehow make them lead to risk-free side switch mix-ups where command grab is also a threat. As scary as that is, and also he'll do like the Laura shit to you without even having VT.
Yeah.
Like the man doesn't even rely on VT.
If he gets
and also in the matchups where Laura used to struggle, he just played poison now, so he makes Laura look even better because Laura never has to deal with a bad matchup.
Yeah. If he gets in, it's over. He's so good at like the set play. Like
yeah.
What
Man uses a lot of light pressure to throw V reversals too. He doesn't come off of his EX clap meter as frequently as other Lauras. He is able to preserve meter and save resources very strongly when V reversals are predictable to him. Also very good to see. And he's not so committed to outlandish reads, but is willing to make them in a more frequently successful manner. I see OG Yawn is a very strong American Laura, but he commits incredibly frequently to heavy V-trigger command dash into heavy elbow anti-air to catch backdashes, almost like an obsession. So frequently doing that exact same kind of setup. Idom, you know it's going to be bus ass and he's going to win, but you don't have any predictions as to what exactly he'll do at any given moment.
Bro, his match with Mago was so fast. And
oh yeah.
It was so fast.
No Japanese players would ever be ready for Idom ever again.
That was so fast.
I mean, at least yeah, it almost was heartbreaking.
To the point where I don't even know what other Laura. I think it would be Idom, and then
Europe has a Laura player named Shivs who performed pretty strongly at their Gfinity series.
I mean,
but
we got
Idom
Yawn.
is a step above.
We got OG Yawn here.
Wolfgrown.
Does he still play?
No.
Where is he? Is he okay? If
I
he's
think
hanging out,
okay.
he's hanging
Hopefully,
out with the
maybe.
same place Chad is. So if you guys find Chad, you find Wolfgrown.
Damn, they're probably so high level now together.
But where? Anyways.
I don't know. Shadow
Um,
Realm, I guess.
okay, that's Laura. We got Lucia getting a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee. The best cup
I
of
think
coffee is
I
the worst cup
wanna
of
give this one
coffee.
to maybe
Nobody, because the
Chocolate or Shine.
character's ass.
Nah, but have you seen Chocolate player on the stream?
I've seen Shine. Shine makes her look like fucking coffee. But Chakotay's been playing the character too.
Shine puts the sugar in that thing. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna give it to fucking Shine, kid.
Yeah.
We're gonna give.
Yeah. I mean,
even
like,
the
Shine don't need
characters.
to be playing Laura, but I mean, Lucia, because like Ibuki is plenty good. You know, plenty going on there. But like, you might as well give it to Shine for representing
You
the
gotta
character
give
at
it
like
to
the highest
fucking
level.
Shine.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
been fucking killing it with this stupid character who doesn't want to work for him. Minot.
Not at all. Minato.
Minot.
Minato is kind of
It's
really
either
like
fall,
fallen
bro.
off.
She died. They murdered
Yeah,
her.
what happened?
She was hard. They put her in a fucking like. It's between her or Justin Wong. It's between her. It's between Sako or Justin Wong. Because High Fight came out with that really cool breakdown.
Sako, J1, and ZJZ have had the best results with her, but I think Sako in season 3 and 4 did the most with her, which would be amazing because that would mean Sako gets Kage and Minot, and both of those characters.
He's the only person so
have
far.
Had an interesting lifetime.
Him and Smug are the only people considered for having two characters, but we're gonna give it to Minot. We're gonna give it to Sako because he recently. And if you guys didn't see High Fight's recent breakdown, you guys should definitely go check out High Fight. There's a really good player breakdown between Sako, Minot, and Umihara Daigo's Guile using V-Trigger 2. What else? Oh, we finally arrived to the man of the hour, Nikali. Who's the best Nikali?
Free.
Phenom, right? We're not even talking about Machabo?
Free.
Phenom. Yeah, free, right?
Machabo is so sick. Machabo, I think, is the contemporary Nikali that you can count on. Jobin is the sickest Nikali I've ever watched. My favorite 245 set is Jobin versus Punk at some Japanese tournament, presumably EVA Japan. But Haitani, Jobin, Phenom,
Proud Strawberry.
I'm
just kidding.
But like Phenom has done the most with the character, and has also kept him around even recently. I think even as recently as a year ago, I saw Phenom switch to Nikali to like reverse 3-0 somebody in a major tournament. And at the more local level, I've acknowledged Squall as a really strong Nikali player who has so often had better results switching to Nikali from Rashid, which shows like some pretty strong built-in instincts on that character that may have formed their understanding of the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Phenom, definitely Phenom, and you know what's interesting? They all play. I feel like the Machabo and Phenom play Nikali so different. Like Machabo plays Nikali.
Jobin is the craziest Nikali ever.
Well, Jobin is crazy and Thread, right? Like End Thread.
Yeah, End Thread.
But no, because if you look at the way Machabo plays Nikali, it's almost like Soul Bad Guy. Like, rather than punish a whiff normal, he'll use that time of the normal's recovery to do a dash in instead.
And it's V-trigger dash, it's 15 frames, and the man's already can back grab you by the time you reacted, so have fun.
Like, I saw him play Fudo's Birdie, and rather than, like, whiff punish the normal Birdie, he threw it with Birdie, he did a dash in, and then pressured it with button or a throw, and it was just like, to watch him do that all the time, or challenge with run in command grab. I'm like, that's so bad, guy. Challenge with run in wild
Yeah.
throw. I was like, dude, okay, like it's so different. Like Phenom doesn't play. Phenom plays more like, I guess he goes for, but they don't rely on. He doesn't rely on command grab or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, similarly to Wild Throw, you pick the combo ender. Usually it's just straight to heavy or EXDP with Nikali because
Yeah.
you get great Oki off the EXDP in either form, and you get amazing Oki off heavy or EXDP and BT, of course. Double dash across the screen. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a 5-frame command grab too, so +1 frame traps into it, which is amazing to see. I miss that character. I think a lot of his players didn't. The narrative was that people stopped playing Nikali because they got bored of him, but I think he's actually very challenging because his only anti-air is DP, and that takes a lot of discipline to keep up.
Yeah, it used to be other things before it got nerfed, right? It used to be standing jab. It used to be crouching heavy punch.
Yeah,
Um,
stand
yeah,
jab was a big one.
yeah, especially in V trigger, you get the cross under.
Yeah. Oh, that
It
was
was
cheap.
insane. It was very cheap.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of the last Nash, we got Nash as the last Nash. There's so many good
Gomaru.
Nashes.
It's Gomaru though.
Who?
Do you know? He goes now by. You probably run into him on CFN. It's Shit. Wait, I forgot his name. Um, it's an Ultimate Grandmaster Nash who's from Buffalo and plays Bison as well under the name Gomaru. But what's the name under which he plays Nash?
You know who I want to give it to? Nashiro.
That's him. That's him. Nashiro. That's
Oh,
right. Thank you.
yeah,
That's
no,
right.
he's mad annoying. He's so
Yeah.
successful, but he's mad annoying. It's either Nashiro
And
or he's the best Nash or top.
nah, it's Nashiro,
Nah,
dude.
Nashiro,
Even
right?
Taj will tell you. Yeah,
Nashiro.
Nashiro. It's funny that I have to call this guy by a different name because he's conventionally and offline. He doesn't travel very much, but he's known as Jug in the Midwest, Western New York, and like New
Yeah.
York region. But he's on the Shire side, plays for his own interest to have fun, not really trying to cultivate the big FGC
Yeah.
guard or anything. But Nashiro is ridiculous.
Yeah, I
And
think he's the
that is
best
also
Nash. We're gonna give it to Nashiro. The best
before he
Nash
was the
is
best Nash, by the way. Before he was the best Nash, he was the best Western Bison, also the highest ranked Bison under Gomaru.
no way. Nah.
Yeah, he
We'll
was
get
both.
to
He was
Bison.
both for a time.
We'll get to Bison. What else?
And now I don't think he would call himself the best Bison. He would tell me watch Problem X, but in terms of rank points, he was the best Bison.
After Nash, Poison. We don't have any characters with an O, or not yet. We have Oro, but we don't.
Interesting.
Poison.
He'll come, yeah.
The best Poison. That's
I'm gonna
tough.
say Idom now, but it could be Flux Waves later.
I think Flux Waves now. Oh, but
Oh,
Idom won Idom won Capcom Cup with Poison.
With Poison with a V trigger 1 combo that wasn't even done doing damage yet. And that damage is still here. Completely unnerfed, and I'm fine with it. I think it's so cool to see an entire life bar turn orange on one unscaled confirm. I like that the character drains V meter so well and makes V reversal essential because EX heart rate leaves the opponent very close on block at his +2. The character's got a 3-frame that counter hits into mediums, which is one of the top tier traits in Street Fighter V.
Exactly. You need that so bad.
The only thing Poison is missing is invincible DP by default. That's it. So you got 6-frame active frame anti-air that you can V skill roll cancel under. She switches sides at will in combos and on anti-air. Like, she's amazing, and I think Idom was some of the first person to really discover it and show
I
it to
agree.
us.
I want to give it to Idom. We're all gonna give it to Idom, so he adds 2 characters. Oh.
Shout out to Fluckwaves though, who I have continued to create my appreciation for Poison and how strong she can be through Fluxwaves, even more than Idom at this point.
Interestingly enough, we're getting to another character both of them played. We're getting to Mika.
Oh yeah.
Right, but Flux Waves played Mika at the beginning before Poison. So, and he bodied the competition with Mika too. But
yeah,
for Mika, there's only 2 players that I would really give it to. It's either
I know one of them is
Luffy, El Chicote, or Fudo.
Don't forget Joey too.
Wait,
Joey,
Luffy took out Fudo. Ah, man. And Joey.
Minnesotan Midwestern player who's like really amazing.
Yeah.
Doesn't get to travel as much, but has played Chakote in the mirror and I think won, and also obviously destroyed me in every mirror we have ever played. So
Also
I
monkey
appreciate both
business.
of them a
Monkey
lot.
business for sure.
Yeah, I mean I'm pretty good, but I haven't hopped online in a long time. Not because like I've fallen out of love, but I'm a busy boy.
Yeah, man, you play
Um,
everything, so.
yeah,
Um,
with other focuses.
Luffy.
Luffy's been the most loyal and had the most results over the longest time.
How's he been doing in Europe right now?
Um, I'll have to check. I don't think Luffy's qualified for Capcom Cup over there from their online qualifiers. Um,
El
but
Chicote's been killing it too.
was in 2 top 8s. So, you know, a lot of the top players overall still aren't in Capcom Cup through online qualifiers. I mean, Punk is still missing. So, I think if it were another offline Pro Tour season, you would see Luffy again because Luffy hasn't missed a single Capcom Cup.
Yeah.
Playing Mika the whole time.
I might put Luffy here because he also knocked out Fudo in the mirror.
Yeah. Yeah. And Luffy kind of plays Mika dirty. Like,
Oh my
I
god.
like the way that Luffy plays, representing 3-frame very often, and generally not being afraid to win in scramble and create very silly resets to do so, just like squeezing out every bit of stun they can before the stun combo kills afterwards.
Yeah.
Luffy does this one thing in particular that I want to mention where after a corner stun, Luffy will do a typical jump in starter, stand medium punch into clap, but stop the clap after just forward medium punch clap. Don't do the wall bounce and just EX command grab after for a full reset that no one expects. And I've seen that happen like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
And then Luffy did forward heavy punch after the clap because Luffy had figured out that other people would be privy to the reset there and started getting even bigger damage too. So Luffy is very fierce. I like the way Luffy plays.
I love it because it's like a mind game. He instills in you the reset first. So now that you're hip to the reset, he crush counters like anything that you try to do against the reset.
Mhm.
Now you try to take the grab, you get crushed. It's fucking great.
He doesn't corner himself very often either, which is a temptation that a lot of Mika players fall into with corner mix-ups off of clap. They're like, all right, I'm going to do the cross-up and put myself in the corner. And then they just die as soon as they get blocked.
Also, shoutouts to Sabo. Sabo's been doing pretty good with the character too, so I just want to give him shoutouts there.
Oh yeah. Fire Fist Sabo. I've always been a supporter of Sabo, who's been playing Mika since forever. I think there was a bit of an Akuma stint in season 2 when the character came out, but
no, he's pretty much
Sabo's Mika's nice.
Rashido. So
this is actually the hardest one because there's so many Rashid mains across the globe.
Way too many Rashid mains. Too many. You can give it to Big Bird. You can give it to Gachikun. You can give it to fucking everybody.
You can give it to Moke.
Moke.
You can give it to Oil King back in the day. He was one of the first. John Takeuchi was one of the first.
Even Burkish
United
was
States
secondary.
Rashids. Yeah, right. I mean, I think JB comes to mind as a U.S. Rashid.
JB's freaking incredible.
Swall. Yeah.
I'm gonna give the best Rashid right now. The best Rashid. That's so hard. It's either Gachikun or JB.
I'm gonna say Gachikun here because SFL JP just had an amazing performance from Gachikun.
Yeah.
And Gachikun has also not been like messing with other characters. Is a Capcom Cup champion from 2018.
I'm so glad he gave us the baseball outfit. I never realized how much that fits the character until he gave him that. That's his doing.
Yeah, he looks amazing in that.
We got that because of Gachikun. That's an amazing. Thank you for that. Like they would have never given him that. That's all. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave that to him.
Interesting. Do you remember Kazunoko got to design an Akali costume for winning this last Street Fighter 4 Capcom Cup?
Yeah, what did we get? I forgot what we got for Akali. Did we get
Samurai
like a ponytail? Yeah.
Yeah.
Represents Japan.
And then he played Cammy.
Yeah, it's Ryu. So we also have Samurai. We also have Marvisto.
Marvisto, Kaba. This character is so Western. How is Ryu such a Western character?
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Alex Smith. FGC is now following. The best Ryu, Alex, now that you're joining the stream. The best Ryu player in the world.
In Street Fighter 5, so we can't say Jobin.
Well,
Obviously, the best Street Fighter 4 Ryu.
it has to be the best Ryu in Street Fighter 5. Damn.
Not gonna lie, like I think the strongest impression that was left
It's
on
probably
the world by Ryu was Season 1 Ryu from Tokido, but like that it's
I
been
think
so
it
long since
right
then
now.
to play it.
Right now, it's probably what's his name, BB. I think this Japanese Ryu,
Oh,
BB.
yeah, Eevee's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's definitely BB. He's mad good, but he's also pretty. He moves around a lot, and people think that's rare for Ryu. Like they're like, oh, this Ryu player is like, he's pressing a lot of shit. But
Mhm.
that's really good for Ryu. All right, I'm gonna give the best Ryu right now. We'll give to BB. Him or shout outs to some good ones, right? Marvisto's playing him. Samurai's playing him. Kaba's playing him. A lot of people don't think Ryu's
Daigo
bad.
messes with him sometimes.
Daigo has fun with. He trolls with him.
Yeah.
He's right now playing Ume Honda. But I
Yes.
want to say, interestingly enough, though, some people think Ryu's zoning is not bad right now. Ryu's zoning is like playable, right?
Hmm.
Alex Smith is saying Daigo, but he refuses to play. Henny, are your speakers on? No, my headphones are on. Are you guys hearing
Is there
double?
some echo?
Let me see
It
if you
might be
guys are
from
hearing.
my headphones, which are louder than I expect.
Hold on. What about now? Can you guys still hear me?
Or it could be my girlfriend in the background. I'm not sure which.
Am I still echoing now? Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
That fixed it? Okay, so you can hear me.
That's good. That's good. Hopefully not too doubled.
I see. All right. No worries. Yeah, BB. Also, I do want to give credit to, what's his name? Who's the streamer that streams like?
Oh, there's a Korean Ryu player who has played him in every single game.
I want to give it to him. The one you're just about to
he's
say.
amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Abao too, the Chinese Ryu.
Abao.
Abao was
Yeah,
good.
he's
He like bodied F champ. We're still
sick.
gonna.
I
Damn,
can't
what's
believe
his
it.
name?
Just Fog. Just Fog is ridiculous. He's the Korean Ryu streamer who plays at such an ideal time for me to catch his stream. And for that reason, he's actually convinced me that Ryu is
Just
a
a
usable
Fog.
character in Street Fighter 5.
Just a Fog.
Just Fog. Yeah.
Can you
Just Fog, not to be confused with Just a Kid. A lot of names starting with Just. Just Fog is also so loyal that you can look at his Twitter banner and you'll see that it's every version of Ryu in Street Fighter, presuming then that he's played every Ryu across the franchise's history. One of those guys.
Sagat. Best Sagat. Shout out to Zaffarino for doing it.
It is Zaffarino.
Is Zaffarino the best Sagat in the world? Is Zaffarino the
Yes.
best Sagat? Really? I don't want to blow up his. You're talking about my rival. You're talking about the one guy in the world that I hate giving credit to.
You're right. You know what? But like, he's also he was leading the I can do it with Sagat train for such a long time.
I hate giving
He finally
Zaf
just
credit.
ripped off of it in Takuma.
I hate giving Zaf
like-
credit. I don't want to give Zaf credit. Are you the Zaf? Are you the best Sagat right now? Do we have to give? All right, it might be him.
Most stacked
It might be
online
him.
weekly. And we
It
gave
might be
Bonchan.
Zaffarino.
Actually, we didn't give Bonchan Karen, but like Bonchan has only played Sagat in like 4 tournament sets.
Yeah. Also, he only won 1 set with it. He only beat Ryusei. That's it.
Yeah, right. Fireballing Urian's a classic strategy too.
Well, they were saying that too. They were saying Ryu actually does well against Urian, but nobody plays Ryu.
Mm.
But I'm gonna give
just
it
gotta
to.
fireball the man.
I'm just gonna give it to Zaf. Zaf is the best Sagat right now. Get out of here. All right.
Hey man, that says more about Sagat than it does.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
kidding.
Nobody else. Nobody's playing Sagat right now. But it's okay. We take those. We take those to the bank. Sakura. Sakura. A couple things on Sakura. Shoutouts to my boy Space Boy. So shoutouts to Space Boy for playing this character.
Space Boy is absolutely one of the best.
Yeah.
Along with him in the U.S., I think are Flequito on the West Coast, who had an amazing LCQ performance and got third or fourth with Sakura.
Flequito. Who else? I think Mena RD also plays Sakura.
Yep.
And then
I've
we have
seen Mena's Sakura in SFL, but I think the winningest is Nauman in Japan.
I was just gonna say Nauman also counts as one of them.
Although I don't know how much footage you have access to for Nauman recently. Nauman must be in SFL Japan, having won Evo 2018 with the character. I'm not sure though.
I'm gonna give it to Nauman for being, because people do ban his Sakura, but I want to give credit to Space Boy. Space Boy. What else we got? Urian.
This is actually hard because everyone wants to say Nemo from the history of the character, but
I don't think it's Nemo.
In the moment, it's Ryusei.
Oh my god.
Or Burkish.
Burkish is also international at this point. He's
one of the Blink Esports Invitational players too. That talent is recognized. Rushdown is a big figure in the Urian community.
Prophet also plays him.
Has only been winning, I think, in the online focused events, online era. Has
Alex
yet to have
Smith,
like the
FGC
major offline breakthroughs.
Saying wait on Sakura? You think someone's better than Nauman? Let's hear it, guys. Nah, man, it has to be Nauman. It has to be Nauman or yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No one else really. Chris CCG or Chris CCH.
Chris CCH for Sakura and Guile is a consideration. Chris CCH is amazing.
Chris CCH for Sakura. Oh no, wait, but also Nauman and Nauman and Spaceboy. I feel like Spaceboy and Chris CCH play similar.
Yes, and I think Chris CCH is like an equally elite player to both of them, but spreads their energy across the two mains more than Nauman does as just a Sakura player.
Yeah. Agreed.
Also, Chris CCH was one of the first people that I randomly started talking to at my first Evo of Evo 2018. Kind of just ran into him like, oh, who's this kid? And he says his name, I'm like, I've been watching you. I know about you.
Urian, though. Urian, the best...
Tokido's Urian's kind of sick. I just have to say that. I'm kidding.
It's all right.
I mean, I'm not kidding that his Urian's absolutely sick, but like, my God, be careful.
Yeah.
He's not the best one. We can't give him the title of the representative, but Ryusei has been very strong, very loyal and consistent. And Nemo put the character on the map.
Nemo being the best Urian, though? I feel like he spreads himself out.
Do you remember RB's Urian in season 1?
Dude, do you remember RB?
Yeah, dude,
RB had a Balrog, and he had a Hugo.
RB's walk up headbutt with Urian is the best throw bait in fighting game history.
Bro, and
he'd spend all 9 hard partition frames walking at you.
I was just gonna say, yeah, he stored it.
Yeah.
Kusanagi from Sakura from Mexico. Kusanagi was sick.
Oh, yeah.
He has a point.
Yeah,
he has a point, actually. I remember Kusanagi.
Central America.
Yeah, I remember that.
Damn it, Sakura has a lot of
Sakura
rep,
has
actually, huh?
Sakura has a lot of rep, and that's something I feel like, I don't know why I didn't see that coming. But yeah.
Yeah.
Urian,
well,
okay.
Kind of slow start, I think.
We gotta make a decision for Urian. We're gonna give it to who's the best Urian ever right now. Either it's Ryusei or Burkish. Urian goes to Ryusei.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys don't know Ryusei, he's also a Blaze Blue player. Who's also one of the best Blaze Blue. Urian at Ryusei over Nemo. It has to be. But like, but here's the thing, if Nemo wins, I'm not even surprised, because Nemo's like a rascal, bro. Like,
Hmm. He's perfect for a character like Urian,
Yeah,
who
the dash
is
is
like
everywhere.
a- such a stubborn man. He's backdashing out of pressure and then launching you from an air reset with crouch heavy punch into full combos. He's such an asshole on
Yeah.
defense, squirming around. I actually got to
Bison.
run the bathroom real quick, but
All right.
if you wouldn't mind.
I will entertain while you do that.
Thank-
Um, for all those that don't know, if you guys tune in after episode 1 is over, thank you guys for tuning in so much for episode 1. Um, this has been a really successful weekly podcast. Next week, we're definitely going to be talking about the best Guilty Gear players, the best Dragon Ball Fighter players, any new upcoming information that comes out. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the subs, Neko. Thank you for the subs. Comeback Kid TV, Sword Moss entering. Okay. Um, appreciate it. AJ Snipes, Slackuya, everybody who's tuning in. What else we gonna? Let me hide this for now. Who did you guys say had the best jury and the best Karen? For best Karen, I mean Pink. We didn't even give it to Punk. We gave it to Pink. Karen, we gave it to Pink. But a close second for Karen was Mago. And for jury, it has to be Just a Kid. For jury, we gave it to Just a Kid. But there's also, here's the thing, and I don't know why. I don't think Matt wants to mention, but I'm gonna mention. I think Infiltration actually is one of the best juries, straight up.
Are we doing honorable mentions that we forgot about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to mention Denson Piano Densetsu for Sagat, formerly a Urian player, but he streamed Sagat for like 2 or 3 years before switching to Akuma, just like Zaf, and he was pretty amazing too. United States
Um,
player out of Atlanta.
those are obvious picks. He would have been, but I ain't seen him playing forever. Yeah, it's so like Infiltration's doing like on and off like gaming. Like he's gonna be his first like real Street Fighter 5 he's entering was like earlier like this month, and he entered as Ed. So like he plays Ed, he plays Jerry, and honestly I think those are like perfect characters for him because Ed and both he plays like the runaway style. Jerry's runaway is really effective, especially with especially also his Evo
Yeah.
2000 what Evo Japan 2018 run where he like bodied
Mm.
the competition switching between Minot and Jury. I want to give it to him. Are you dudes playing plus R? Hell yeah, bro. Of course. I know
Hang
Matt. Are
on,
you?
hang on, hang on. Who have you decided on playing? If you have, I'm not gonna put you on the spot, but like I'm definitely playing Soul.
I'm playing
Regular
Order.
as good old Soul.
I'm playing Order Soul.
Oh, holy Order Soul. That character's official name is Haas, bro. Haas.
um,
HOS.
I love
And
Order Soul.
good luck. Yeah, I
The
love
cross up
characters
fire
with
is
that
dope.
stock mechanic.
Um,
Mm.
but not only that, but this might be the first game I main Kai in. Just because Kai might be the main in this game over Soul, because he's just fucking he's fucking sick, dude. His loops don't seem like they end. His like DP loops don't seem like they end, which is weird. I don't know.
Vapor thrusto. Vapor thrusto.
He just keeps going. I'm like, wait, when is it over? But there's also characters that are fun. Like I actually just want to have fun with some characters.
You know what's funny? The game has rollback, but like the training mode is still 2008. It's really good for 2008. Not gonna lie, but I wish that I had a couple of more modern learning tools with the game. And as the game continues to grow, I think it might be possible. I don't think they're gonna get like 2008 UI designers back to make a new training mode, but maybe some features
Yeah,
would be
the
good.
reason I think it's happening is because like everyone wants to play something different. I think the reason Plus R is so popular right now is because people are kind of just. I don't want to say it to sound like toxic, I guess, but like people are just kind of tired of what's out right now, so they're like, all right, let's play something. Let's play something else. Anything else.
Yeah, the new Bark is always great.
Bro, they're doing the young they're doing like the Tommy Pickles, like from the Rugrats. Play something else.
Mm.
You guys want to play something else? Did the Mega Diaper Babies play something else? Um.
Yeah,
Anyways, let's just.
and so we are.
And we are. Urian, we already gave it. We already gave it to Ryusei. Moving on. M Bison.
Mm.
Who is the best Bison? Besides Problem X.
Problema X,
Problem and
as Zed would call
Solution
him.
X. Problem X is the best Bison. Um,
Yeah.
and then maybe shoutouts to honorable mentions. Tanachi, actually.
Yep.
Honorable
Tanachi
mentions.
is local to us and has always shown well with the character. Although that V Trigger 2 Urian seems to be Tanachi's focus now, which is kind of funny.
I think people are just.
I'm happy he's
I feel like his
upsetting all the
memes.
haters who hate on Tyrant Pressure. But
Yeah.
Tyrant Pressure over Aegis Reflector can be the thing sometimes if you're not trying to learn setups all day and rather just want to compete with a character that enables you.
Yeah.
A little bit stronger of a Bison though in the US, I think, is Toy. Boy Toy as he used to
Toy.
go by.
People
But
don't
now he's
actually
just
know
Toy.
about Toy, which is weird because like Toy's has been getting a lot of
Mm,
success, especially in Evo, right? Like Toy's had a lot of success with Bison.
yeah. Mhm.
Um,
He had an SFL team of all of his own.
Alex
Team
Smith
Psycho
is
for the
saying that
first
he played.
season with Shakote and another player on it.
Yeah. No, Toy was
Unfortunately,
fucking
his
killing
Bison
it.
got banned every week, and he had to play Birdie.
I still like that format. I still like how that's going. But also Dogra is another honorable mention.
Yeah, and Gomaru, who is also Jug and also the best Nash, so we can't put him on here twice. But
No, we can't put him on here. I'm giving
he
it
was
to
amazing.
damn Toy. All right, Toy or Problem X. Problem X.
It's Problem X.
Problem X.
It's Problem
right?
X, yeah.
Problem X.
But
Put in Problem X.
Toy is the strongest US, and in Japan, I don't really, or even Korea, I don't, or the rest of Asia. I'm trying to think of other Bison players.
They don't.
Hakujin is another
don't
Japanese
really-
player.
At
who
the
was-
very yo, do you remember when the game first came out? What is that guy's name? There was a Bison that was killing it. He doesn't have like an offline tag. Like he only played online.
I see. Yeah.
Oh my god, what was his name? Like people would only refer to him by his like PSN.
Was he American or?
No, it was a Japanese Bison.
Okay. Yeah, that character is. There's a lot of Bison players online just showing you the pearly whites and just making you so afraid. He's pretty popular, I think.
We're giving this Problem X. Let's move on. We've talked about this long enough. Zangief.
Kichipamu.
Kichipamu. Wait, Kichipamu
Kichipamu,
or
and the next
wait, Zangief. Hold on.
one that comes to my mind is Brutus out of Toronto, Canada.
Yeah. Kichipamu or Brutus?
Yeah.
No
And
one else.
were you? I looked like I might have interrupted you right when you were on the BR syllable. Were you going to say Brutus too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah. Kichipamu or Brutus?
Yeah.
Idazan.
Yeah.
Idazan. People are mentioning Idazan. I think Idazan's mainly an Abigail player right now, and
He is
honestly,
mainly
I
an Abigail.
really wanted to put him as number one for Abigail, but there's also so many good Abigails too. Like, the Abigail was so hard. When we
Yeah.
put this into text format, I'll upload it and I'll say that's BeyondFrameData's thoughts on the matter. And finally,
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Itabashi Zangief playing Zangief.
dude, this whole
since
character's stocks
the end of season
plummeted. This character's stocks like nobody plays Geef right now. Shoutouts to Goof.
2. Goof MA, yeah.
Zeku is the final character. Final character of our topic for
You know
tonight.
who it is, right?
Zeku, and I'm gonna tell you right now, the axe murderer himself, the guy that gives you the biohazard, the infections in your body. Oh, all my viruses. Please wear a mask, because you're gonna catch it. The infectious. Infectious is the best. Zeku.
Correct. The next is Angry Bird. Angry Bird's very close.
Angry Bird's the fastest playing Zeku, so I'm gonna give him that.
He's the youngest Zeku.
Okay. Is he?
He is literally the one who plays Yun Zeku the most.
Oh. And actually, also shout out to Sanford Kelly.
Yeah. In terms of early Zeku, Sanford was the one. He, even before the character was given the ability to stance cancel off of EX special moves so quickly,
Yeah.
and that enabled all kinds of new combos and block strings for him. But Sanford put the character on the map locally to me, and I appreciate him for that. But Infectious has taken him the furthest, and I think the best demonstration of how old Zeku and young Zeku can complement each other is found in Infectious's play. The man actually doesn't round start backdash Yun Man at the start of the round. Like,
Yeah.
he is
Free.
able to show you the synergy between the two
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
characters, specifically in how Yun Zeku is a character whose strike throw mix is terrifying for the damage he
Facts.
gets on counter hit strike hits and his damage on throw, his
Yeah.
ability to walk up on you in the corner, but he aids that by using the low threat with old Zeku, old man Zeku crouch medium kick, so well. It's a new buff.
I actually
Season
think
4 or 5, it became cancelable.
yeah, people really actually underestimate his strategy with the character. I think the reason Infectious does
Mhm.
really well isn't just his mastery over the like. I know we're talking about who the best player with each character is, but it isn't the character as to why he's strong. And I can argue
Mhm.
that forever because yes, he's the best Zeku, but it isn't why he's good. He's good because he can make you like it's zoning wise put you into places you're uncomfortable playing from and ranges you're uncomfortable playing from, and from there like you can't really do anything, and his defense is hard to crack. Like he did a first to
Yeah.
10 with Punk and he beat him
Yep.
10-3. Mind you,
Yeah.
Punk was playing Poison, he wasn't playing Karen, but watching it shows me like how Infectious strategizes certain things. He's crazy smart. I want to give him it's more of an
Yeah.
intelligence thing. He's just a really intelligent player.
Which is funny too, because his first 2 years of Street Fighter 5 were as Zangief, so he was able
Was
to
it?
understand. Yeah, yeah. Season 1 and 2,
What
his
do I feel like
Zangief was in
he's
the
played it?
Definity stuff over in Europe.
It wasn't Nikali. I feel like he played Nikali.
I think so too. I think he also played Nikali, but it was mostly Zangief, and people were terrified. So then he goes from Zangief, the best grappler of season 2, to season 4 or season 3.5 Zeku, and now he has 160 damage back throw
Yeah.
with Yun Zeku.
Yeah, that is. I
And
can't even. No, that back
uh-huh.
throw is absurd, and the stun too. The
Yeah, man.
stun,
Like, my son looks like it's like 70% full. I get back thrown.
and I'm
The
like
follow up combo
stunned.
kills me.
Wait, why? Whatever. Um.
Yeah.
So
I get stunned so much now because Mika didn't get any stun or health buff where everyone else did. I'm still at 950, just suffering.
Mika has to chase after people all day. I realize that
she
Mika has to run after you.
Yeah, man.
Like
Like,
she has to
and you
chase
lose a
through,
lot of your
like
950 tiny life on the
just
way
running
in.
after
Like,
people. Yeah, running after people. Like
yeah,
that, you spent half the game walking and trying.
it's unfortunate that she is the worst she's ever been in the game, and that is to say that she's mid tier now, which is literally so fine. Like, she can still completely compete, really beat anybody. I mean, Brimstone is the best command grab of all time. Like, I mean, it's okay. It's not SPD, but on a character like Mika, who's so mobile, a command grab that leaves you +2 or +3 after dash on EX is unbelievable because her
Yeah.
strike reward is so much higher than a character like Zangief.
We did Zeku. We did. I think that Matt. Our we finished our character list.
I had a feeling that Zeku would be the last one given the Z, but I'm like, who else has a Z at Street Fighter
We did it.
at the start of
We
the
finished.
day?
Thank you guys for tuning in. This has
Yeah.
been Beyond Frame Data Podcast, episode 1. Episode 2 is always going to be coming at you next week. This has been a great episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got so many subs, so many requests, so many things done. We're going to have next week will be more actually anime focused.
Mm.
Unless there's been pop-up news or scandals that's happened that we will be talking about, or any kind of FGC news in general. Um, we're going to be talking about Grand Blue more on the next episode. We're going to talk about Guilty Gear more on the next episode. Um, any kind of player highlights that we will spot. Matt, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Well, just know that leading anime discussion next week will be presumably me. I hope to be back. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll have a guest for you next week, but
Yeah.
either way, I think Haney and I just love talking about fighting games and the
Yeah.
people that dedicate so much time and energy to playing and exploring them and their communities. And those of you that have stuck around here, just popped in towards the end, or hopped
Now,
in and out. Those of you that aren't even here to see the end, we're thankful for you all for viewing this episode of Beyond Frame Data Live. It's been a great part. It's been great to be a part of it live here with Haney, and I'm excited to be back next week.
thank you guys for tuning in. Now we mash Grand Blue versus. I don't know. Am I feeling Grand Blue right now? If I'm up
I
and
love Grand Blue still.
Matt's up, we could probably run like a lounge tonight. I guess we could. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Bye bye. Good night.
Here's one thing I want to do, Haney. Hang on.
Hold on.
Let's do live Percival tutorial by me.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that at some point. Yeah, if you want to do
you
it.
will be in the Percival Mirror 3-round match, and we'll just keep mashing restart, like arcade style. Full Percival guide. I want to do it myself, but I don't have the organization or energy, so we should fucking do it live like Bill O'Reilly,
Yeah. No, that would be a really good idea. You have a lot of... Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.